now I'm back for real.
Welcome back for it.
Wow.
We're just waiting on Jake.
Yeah. I have.
It was the one
practiced-
person who was not going to be late ahead of time.
Well, he's
he-
literally in a Discord call talking to someone, so
I was about to ask if he was like in the game or whatever.
no, I mean, we were just...
Well,
Since
I'll
I
give him a
had-
couple minutes.
Since I had more time for our next session tomorrow,
Mhm.
I was like, well, I'll just pull out all the stops and like really beef up what I'm planning. And I made like 80 NPCs.
What the fuck?
Nice.
80
Today?
NPCs?
I don't even think there's
Well,
any NPCs for this.
Give me a second. I can tell you exactly how many if you give me a second to pull it up.
Need to do that update for Kyra there.
Oh, that actually reminded me of something I was thinking I need to do.
Okay, we're here.
Welcome back.
Welcome here.
So it is not 80, it is 76 people.
Jesus
Good
Christ.
numbers.
That's a hot couple.
Well, because I gave myself an extra week, or not gave myself, but I found myself with an extra week to prep, and I was like, well, if you're competing against 19 other teams of 4, I might as well make 19 other teams of 4.
My favorite was you like when you were talking about it after the session. It was like, yeah, so there's like 19 other teams before, but you aren't gonna like see 19 other teams before. That won't happen. Like I'm not gonna make that much. And now, 2 weeks
What
later,
is this, like a tournament bracket or what?
It's how familiar are you with early Naruto?
Not at all.
Okay, well basically to get so the anime starts with all the characters graduating from like ninja middle school basically.
Hmm.
They become lowest level ninja, and then after a couple arcs they have the exams to advance to the next level. And every village sends teams of children to all compete with each other, and only a few move up to the next level. And so last session I was like, these are all the different headbands you see, because all the different villages have their own symbol with the headband and whatnot. But I was like, don't worry, you're not gonna like see all of them. They'll like fall out at different stages, so you won't like run into all of them. But then last week I was not feeling up to it, so I didn't hold my session. And I thought to myself, well, since I have an extra week to prep, I might as well make 19 teams of 4 people. And so 76 NPCs later, here we are.
Yeah, brother.
can't wait for the one-on-one brackets.
And it opens up such amazing possibilities for like group challenges, because I can just toss, because with you guys in it, it is 80 people or 81 depending on if Rio can make it. So it's like I could just have a big challenge that like everyone sort of goes for it. How sick would that be?
I don't know anything about this, so it's all just a mystery to me.
Every exam canonically in the show is different, so it's not like anyone knows ahead of time what the challenges are going to be. I'm kind of pumped. I'm also scared, but also pumped.
We could have an beat the shit out of every single other team all at once. And you're set up to run that.
The Royal fucking Rumble, baby!
Normally, many teams surpass this challenge. This time, only one.
Oh man, can you imagine how much off-screen combat I'd have to be running? In the show, the like big like combat one was like round 3, of the exam, so like people had already been winnowed out by the time that starts.
Yeah. Nice. All right.
Update. Taking Charlotte last night, I was like, you know, one of these people's like a sniper. I should probably make sure they can actually perceive stuff at like good distance to make use of range. True. What the fuck?
Alright.
The real power move is if I just give them insanely long range. So next time we have like a fucking lighthouse situation, they can just put one in someone's head. Be funny.
Oh. Did you make another one, Theo? Another character information blip? Since you already had one 2 weeks ago.
I did not make another one. I was actually, I forgot to ask. I was trying to figure out is that mine?
Up to you, as usual. I just need one. I don't count one from a week that we didn't run, so. If you wish for that to be the one, then I am fine with it.
I completely forgot this was a thing and just have not thought about it at all. Fuck.
I'll give you a minute.
Oh shit, I also had one 2 weeks ago. Oh, well, I already made a new one, so.
Alright, does this function as it before? No. Alright, perfect.
That's what we like to hear.
The classic come up with some random bullshit on the spot. It's that easy, folks, it really is.
I try to keep mine like topical to what's going on.
Yeah, but I don't think Gouvet has no money right now. It's a very good personality trait.
Johnny's hungry today. Like a diary.
What do we want to tell each other about our characters? Oh, I don't know. Random junk we happen to come across as we go around.
Yeah.
I am not 100% sure where we left off. I know we're in.
Well, thankfully, I literally have it marked.
Wow, sick.
End of the day in
So we're in Blood
Karth,
Outlash.
going to find Nin.
We're getting stonewalled by racism.
Wait,
And
I thought we were getting stonewalled
By the harbor being under construction.
Yes.
We're
No,
getting stonewalled by
Literally a
bureaucracy.
giant stone wall.
in my mind, it had been intentionally closed because we were looking for boats.
No! What the fuck?
I thought we were just had to, like, told that it
That's the
was closed.
case.
I didn't know
Someone
that it-
pulled out way too many stops just to
That's-
screw with you guys.
That's a lot of strings being pulled and a lot of people's like business being ruined
I thought we
just
had
to
this-
fuck with us specifically.
I thought we just were being told that it was closed.
No, there's literally a giant gate and a freaking
Alright.
guardian left there.
All right, I understand.
Well, I guess you can call it a guardian. An
But how
annoying
sick would it
little
be if
golem.
They did just tell us.
You guys didn't even try. You could have just walked past it.
Well, it might be illusory. I don't know.
Where we're
It
gonna
could be.
walk past it up the wall?
I don't know. I clearly had the wrong idea. It's fine. Right. And so we were like, how do we go from here?
Yep. The moment it was wait.
Okay.
Hmm.
So one thing I'm thinking is,
It's gonna be
so
opening up in a
clearly there
little
was trade that used to happen with this port that is now can't happen. So all that trade is going to have had been redirected somewhere nearby. Because that's what would make the most sense to me. That like traders would try and get on with their business
Can I
with
bring
minimal
the
disruption,
shit?
right?
So, are we just gonna chase him forever?
Well, until we find him.
Because, I mean, at this rate, aren't we just gonna be forever behind him?
Is
Well,
Is
I mean,
this
the world
not-
is probably eventually gonna end if we just do that, right?
well, I feel like chasing is better than not chasing. And if we're worried
I'm
about the
saying
world
we
ending, the
shouldn't
only way
chase.
to
Shouldn't we try to get ahead of him?
I like the way you're thinking. What do you have in mind?
To do that, don't we have to have a concrete idea of where he's going? Which we don't have, which is the problem.
Well, okay, so hear me out, and this is significant because I'm suggesting it. We could try to use some form of teleportation magic. I don't know how divination magic works. I mean, this thing, I'll point to the little tracker guy. It seems to have an idea of where he is. Could someone using teleportation use some sort of divination magic to find out where exactly he is by using this?
That could work.
Then we just like appear on his boat and like, oh, beat the shit out of him or something. I don't know.
So
like-
I can foresee a fairly significant issue with this. Do you know anyone who can teleport us?
Well,
Or who would be willing to teleport us?
yes, the second part is
Or who we can pay to
Bioware
teleport us?
Yeah, the
Well,
second
I
and
mean,
third
we can
parts
always
are
use
bad.
Halvan's name. He seems to be
Yeah,
respected
but-
here.
I think you forgot that we no longer have the thing showing that we're from him. That was taken from us.
Fair point. I mean, we could pay somebody to contact him and he could confirm it, right?
Payment is tough. We could only barely afford to convince that man to give us the tracker.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm not even sure I have enough for the boat ride. In fact, I'm pretty sure I don't have enough for the boat ride.
All right, great.
We could
Let's just not even try it. Let's just, oh, we can't do it. It's impossible.
Oyeko, I don't think that's what either of us are saying. I think we're actively thinking about ways to afford this. And also we're thinking of potential issues so that we can surmount them.
I mean, we're stuck here for a few days.
I was about to segue into we might have to find a creative way of bargaining something away. Like these folks here seem to accept non-traditional payments, but I don't really know what their value. Here, let me open my pack and go through it, see what I have. Lumpy says opening his character sheet for the first time.
Tracker thing tells us where it is, yes?
Well,
Vaguely.
it tells us the direction.
It's just currently hanging out on the ground, kind of near you guys.
He's just vibing.
Tracker, do you know
It's kind of curled up into like a little ball, kind
Tracker,
of chewing
do
on
you
his
know-
tail.
Tracker, do you know exactly where our quarry is, or simply the direction?
I know direction well. Distance not as well. Its smell is not strong enough.
Smell. If you had the scent better, would that help at all?
Maybe.
Do we have anything that we own?
We've got the medallion, but that was where they got the smell originally, so that's not going to help much.
What about the note he left? We still have that.
Well, that was with the medallion. I don't think that's gonna help much, unfortunately.
Speaking of the note, is there any way to sort of like, again, magically
Decipher it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Admiral's tools include a world map.
Not generally.
Could I buy a world map?
You could indeed.
I would like to do that.
All right. Are you just going to wander off without explaining, or are you going to go and tell everyone else what you're doing?
What time of day is it? Is it like morning by now? I think we slept. last night,
It's
right?
currently kind of early evening, around 6-ish. So the sun's almost down entirely at this point.
Mo, shouldn't you wait till morning? Wasn't there like a curfew?
I mean, there wasn't another city. Well, another settlement.
There was in this city too, but that'd be crazy.
Yeah, you guys haven't heard the calls yet, but it's not hard to assume.
Oh, in that
So
case,
let's
I
go
will-
up.
I will wait.
Let's just go to let's just go find an inn.
All
We
right.
had fun then. I'm just remembering. Oh no, I didn't just remember.
You're going to find an inn.
Just go find it. In.
And you guys are nestled right into kind of the center of the city, so there are like 3 in close proximity,
There are 3 within throwing distance.
pretty much.
Let's go to none of them.
We certainly hope.
True.
I mean, I have no preference to like what inn to go to, because I mean,
Here, I'll just give you 3 names because
historically,
outside of them, they're all the
any-
same.
any inn I choose is just the worst possible inn to be
In
for me.
number 2.
Number 2.
Yep.
All right.
We like number 2.
Number 2 has a fairly plain sign that is just a red symbol. It kind of is hard. You know the ink splotch test type of thing, the Rorschach test?
Yeah, Rorschach.
It basically looks like that. It's just a kind of hard to decipher symbol, especially in the darkness. But it is painted a brilliant red.
Alright.
There isn't anyone standing outside at the moment, anyway. But that isn't surprising with the curfew coming in. So, you guys head there?
Sure. Yeah.
Stepping inside, it is fairly quiet for, like, the moment. Standing behind the bar, you do notice a pair of skeletons. One seems to be currently in the process of cleaning, well, the bar, the glasses, pretty much anything it can reach, and the other one seems to be currently tending the bar. They both have a, like, well, similar symbol to what's on the front door, kind of tattooed onto their foreheads, or painted, more likely.
Guess I'll wave.
Are you just waving towards the skeletons?
I'll sort of approach the bar as I
Yep.
do so.
Yeah, waving. The cleaning one seems to pause, like, kind of resets, stands up, and then just kind of gestures for you to step towards it.
Pauses, stands up, mechanically waves, and then goes back to doing what he was doing.
Almost. It does seem to want to go back to what it was doing, but it seems to be like on a timer, effectively. It's waiting for you to come closer.
Sorry to interrupt you. How much is a room here?
Its jaw just kind of unhinges and drops, and then from within you hear, "The rooms here are 5 silver per night per person." And then the jaw just clicks shut. And the
Just hand
skeleton
over.
kind of waits.
I'll just hand over 1 gold. I'll take 1 room for me, please.
Yep. The skeleton just kind of seems to entirely ignore the gold, and a key just kind of generates from the, well, you'd assume part of his rib cage, since it is that same white color, but the cage itself seems to still be fully intact. And then just takes the key from the air and hands it to you. The coin, as it hands it to you, just vanishes.
One for me as well. I
Thank
did
you.
the same.
Hand over
Yeah,
5
go
silver.
Ryako isn't even gonna worry about getting changed. This is horrible. This place sucks. I'm going to my room.
Hey, you got room for 2 days.
Bro,
Undead workforce?
What is price for a slave? Room. Slave count as person.
If you wish additional rooms, you must pay the current fee. Slaves do not get a discount.
And over 5 silver.
If you do not wish to sleep with your slave due to just kind of it pauses for a long second before continuing issues, then it can be deposited in the cellar. And it just kind of gestures towards one of the
Due to
towards a
racism.
third door.
I'll sort of call back. I paid for my room with the gold. Can I put the 5 silver towards Paul's room?
The skeleton seems to ignore you.
No, that's right. I'm not giving that.
Yeah. So it gestures to a third.
5 extra silver.
Alright, then it generates a second key and hands it to you as well.
I'll also purchase a room.
Yep. It's kind of the same song and dance. You walk up to it, you hand it as many coins as you will. It does not give change, by the way. Just if you hand it a gold, it seems to assume that you're just buying the room for multiple days. And then the key is generated and handed to you. No further instruction is given, so you're kind of forced to figure it out. But I mean, there is only 3 doors, and one's behind the bar, and the other one is pointed to as the cellar, quote unquote. So there's really only one more door to check.
Yeah,
And
so
there you go.
I'll-
I'm guessing you're heading towards that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the one that seems to go up as well.
Yep. And opening that, well, attempting to open that rather, it seems to be locked.
I attempt to use a key to open it.
You mean the key, the one that you were handed?
Funnily enough, yes.
Yeah. You unlock the door, and it swings open to reveal a room.
Oh yeah. Okay, I go into it.
On entering, the sounds of the rest of the tavern, the kind of quiet bubble of conversation, immediately ends. And you are now standing in a room. With apparently a window looking out, which is kind of nice. I mean, currently it's shuttered, but it's there. Along with, of course, a bed, a small table, chair, and a small footlocker.
I will do the same, by the way.
Yeah. Once you step through, by the way, Johnny, the door immediately closes and seems to revert back to usual self, allowing the next person, of course, entrance.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and I will enter.
Yep. Same as before. The door swings open to reveal a room. And you can step inside. Yours does not have a window, however.
That's fine.
Otherwise, the furnishings are the same. What about Mo and Uday?
And the room for other dog creature.
Or other dog creature?
I'm blanking on the name.
Yeah, Moral is her name.
Hang back. What
Welcome
happened?
back. Would you like to go up to your room?
Yes.
All right. You all go to your rooms.
Mission
I'm guessing you
success.
hand the key. Do you hand the key to Raul? Yeah.
Yeah.
Then yeah, she's able to do it herself. You don't need to play the game twice. So yeah, Peyton, I don't know if you. I'm guessing you haven't heard, but your door seems to be, or your room seems to be magically associated somewhere.
I did hear that, yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it's
In
terrible.
particular,
It's
it seems like only Gouvet and Johnny get a room with a window. The other 3 rooms are windowless.
Actually, the least ideal scenario. I can only have my gun pointing in one direction at a time. Fuck.
But yeah, as you guys are sitting in the rooms, you do kind of vaguely hear the sounds of most likely other people in the rooms nearby. Kind of the shuffling of feet, the cleaning of armor, and other resting things, among other sounds, of course. And from outside, for those of you with windows, you do hear the call for the curfew. Or rather, the call of those who are failing to meet the curfew.
Mhm.
And very infrequently, the soft thwack of a wooden stick. Yeah, a truncheon, effectively.
This sucks.
But, yep.
Were we given a ETA on like how long until the docks might be open?
Like a number of weeks, I thought.
No.
Was it
some
weeks?
number
I
of
thought it was
weeks.
days.
I believe at best you were given an ETA of a few days. I don't think they
days.
gave you an exact number.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I might actually fucking really need to get a job here for a short time.
I mean, I think Johnny is feeling similarly to Oyeko, that and several days of inaction would be way too much for him. And he would want to get on with things.
Well, it just so happens you're in a city full of mages.
Mhm.
Right back
In
to
fact,
status
I would say the city with the most mages
Yeah.
in the world, even though its population is the smallest.
I'd argue that this could be called the City of Mages.
Yeah.
However, this is also the city of magic uses some sketchy stuff that at least one of us wouldn't be comfortable using.
It's the City of Mages. It's also the city of absolute pieces of shit.
Don't worry, Theo. I haven't been comfortable for the past like 12 sessions.
Good.
As a reminder, of course, well, at least for those of you that are magic users, teleport is a fairly high-level spell, at least in the grand scheme of how magic works. Which means there is
Sacrifice.
definitely going to be a sacrifice involved in its casting. Which means, of course, that the price is going to be higher. And depending on the mage, they're not going to just take gold.
Well, Raleigh, this guy's no
Rolling?
Raleigh?
Raul?
Ral, sorry.
Yeah.
Anyway, it didn't-
Sacrifices must be made.
Amelia throws Raleigh at the problem. Problem
Amelia
is-
throws Raleigh under the bus. Checks the fuck out, honestly.
Well, yeah. Which of you, by the way, is taking in the hunter? Concerning
me.
none of you like accept it immediately. It's just going to pick one.
I think
And I'm
that's
sure
right.
you already know who is going to pick willingly.
Yeah.
All right.
I've accepted this as another thing to keep track of.
You now have hunter.
Even when I don't want a pet, I end up with one.
So, yeah. The night passes, well, which of you is sleeping, actually, is a good question, as I'm pretty sure Yeko and Johnny are on edge. And is that going to affect your current wanting to sleep?
think Oyeko wants to sleep, but I don't think she's gonna be able to.
You can't not sleep forever, Oyeko.
Yeah, she recognizes she should sleep, but she's not going to.
20s roll.
That's true.
So yeah, I'll be up.
All right. Is everyone else going to sleep, or?
Doing my usual fucking shtick.
Like literally, the room itself is magical.
Welcome back.
And Lumpy,
Hello?
are you staying up or are you sleeping?
Oh, I would sleep.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't hear you ask.
So, yeah. The night passes. For most of you, uneventfully. Johnny, something awakes you in the night.
Hmm?
The moons are still up, and of course, while you do have a little tiny bit of light coming in, it's not much to see by.
Hello?
Just silence. Nothing answers your query. Though you do see a small flash of movement and a small light that seems to be near it. A single electrical blue eye. It seems to be kind of looking down at you from approximately where the table is.
I get up and go for my sword. What are you?
The eye follows you, but whatever eye is connected, whatever creature it is, since you can't see much of it, doesn't seem to move.
Is there like a candle or a lamp I can light?
Yeah, there's a candle.
Then slowly, without taking my eyes off it, one hand on the blade, my other hand will reach for the candle when it close. We'll strike a match and light it.
Yeah, the moment you strike a match and the light flares up, you can see that it seems to be some sort of giant bird of some sort. Its feathers are completely jet black. And once the candle fully lights, it seems to just vanish, as if the light itself banishes the thing from existence.
Can I remove a window?
Yeah.
I was gonna open it and peek my head out.
Cool night air starts blowing in.
I'll look around. Did I see anything?
I mean, you see an unusual number of birds kind of hanging out on buildings nearby, all staring at your window.
No. And yeah, slam shut.
Yep.
I'll lean my shield up against it and then tie it in place with some rope.
It ties there.
And then I'll try and get back to sleep with these results.
Yeah. You do hear, like, kind of as you're trying to go back to sleep once in a while, something sounds like it smashes into the window. A fairly small thing from the sounds of things.
Fuck off.
Yep. That creature does not return. And eventually the morning comes, and you are able to more or less get a night of rest. Not a very restful one, but enough to count as a long rest. Yeah. The morning comes, and with it, a massive snowstorm. Even the windows aren't quite doing their jobs well enough, so those of you with a window are kind of sent a little frigid until you're able to get down into the warmer central area, where they do have the fire stoked.
Do I successfully get a long rest?
Yeah, you do.
Alright. Boy, that snow is bound to delay construction. We should talk. I make a mental note to talk to William more about moving up the timeline. Help us find info.
In the time when I presume it's morning because I'm in a room with no window and didn't sleep, I guess I'll head out.
Yeah, there is, like, for those of you that don't have a window, you can kind of tell the morning is here, both because all of a sudden the sounds start coming back, and, well, you're told it is time to leave, or at least time for breakfast, by a skeletal head that just kind of appears by the door, just kind of opens its mouth, and then spits out, "It is morning. Please be ready to leave in a few hours. Thank you." And then vanishes back into the door.
It is morning. Get the fuck out.
Pretty much. The owner had a little bit more tact.
Get the fuck out, please.
Yep. So, yep.
Would you kindly get the fuck out?
They do have those.
It will just vomit you out.
Yeah. How early is the first person to come out?
Mo is the
Probably
last
fairly
person
early.
to come out. So,
Probably the first person to come out.
Yep. How early would you have gone out? 7, 6?
Yeah, probably like 6.
Yeah. When you come out to find Rawl already outside. Well, at least out in the tavern area. She's kind of hanging out by the door. Kind of looks up at you, and then kind of looks back down to the floor as you come out.
Like, nod at them and then just go back to fucking waiting.
Yeah. For those of you that don't have windows, the skull comes at 7, so.
Yeah.
It awakes you if you're not awake yet.
Awaken.
That does give you a little bit of time to gather your things and whatnot.
A very polite.
Huh? They do have breakfast, and apparently it's part of the room, as just coming into the thing, a skeleton does motion for you to sit down.
Massive paw.
I mean, it's not particularly exciting, but food's food.
Massive pog.
Yeah. It's a bowl of gruel, but it does come with an egg, so there's something.
A singular egg.
Still one.
I will.
What is the plan for today?
Would I be aware of the snowstorm at this point?
Yeah. There are a couple of people that stumble in and seeing the sheet of white outside. It's pretty obvious.
Well, given that storm, I mean, we can't wait. We literally cannot wait.
Poor use of literally, but I agree with the sentiment.
We could steal a ship.
I don't think that's gonna help.
Do you know how to sail?
Yes.
Can you sail the entire ship by yourself?
No.
I mean, I can help.
Do you
with
require
this,
help from
but
competent sailors?
Well, we want to steal a ship.
But we have
Probably
to
the
sail
time.
across an ocean and live, and also do it relatively quickly.
Let's not bog ourselves down with this hypothetical that we won't do, because a whole town of mages looking for a boat will find us in no time. I mean, we'll just teleport on board with like 50 of them, blow us up. So
We've only got a substitute.
All the mutual assume that's how many resources they'll give to you guys.
Yeah. Also, yeah, that's also fucking true. Really putting a lot of stock in us.
50 mages waste a teleport spell to blow you up. Yeah, that seems totally worth it.
I was
After
being
the
flippant. I
captain.
wasn't doing a calculation.
I wouldn't waste a teleport spell to blow us up, and I hate us.
I mean, remember where you are. If a captain loses their boat to you guys, they should
They
have been
fucking
captain.
deserve it.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
I see the
actually,
sentiment.
if they lose a boat to us, everyone's just go, okay, how?
Lost it to 4 people?
You lost to 4 people, and it was 4 chuckle fucks.
Maybe they keep their sailing slaves on board, and we'd have a whole crew.
I'm sure the slaves will be happy to help us out.
For your new masters now.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like they say, better the devil you don't know yet than the one
Yeah?
Mhm.
I don't think that's what they say.
I say
In
it.
fact, I think that's the opposite of what most people say.
I say it all the time.
You are a fool.
Better to bet on pirates than masters that you know. After all, we all know pirates are genuine and nice people.
Pirates are saints. That's how the saying goes, right? Pirates are saints?
So,
I mean, better than wizard slavers.
early in the
I
day.
think that entirely depends on who you ask.
So, are we gonna go try to figure out anything about the
Depends on the wizard slavery. and the
teleportation
pirate.
idea?
We should
Yeah.
definitely ask around. I agree with you. And
I might go for it.
also a good idea.
And by grab a map, I mean buy one with money.
Mm-hmm.
Money can be exchanged for goods and services.
Prove it.
So, yeah. Are you asking how to find either of these things, or are you just wandering the streets hoping you'll run into a place that sells maps and a caster of teleport?
Probably I'm wandering the streets until I find like a general store, and then I'll ask if they sell maps, and then I'll, when they presumably don't sell a map of the world, I'll ask them where to go.
Alright.
And they will tell you to go to hell.
If that is where my quarry is, then gladly.
Shut up. Fucking nerd.
Yeah. I mean, you don't immediately find a general store, but you find one within like the first 15 minutes. You're kind of in the center of the city, so all the stuff is kind of packed together. Including apparently general stores. But, yeah, it's got the cheerful name the Sanguine Coffin, which is not exactly the most
Exactly what you want to
inviting
hear.
place.
What do you mean it's
but-
not the most inviting? That's incredibly inviting. I've never heard something more inviting.
And walking inside, you do see a few other people that seem to be of the adventurous sort. Mostly humans and sanguinels, but there are a couple of other people, including a halfling who, like, catches your look across the shop as you're kind of surveying, and immediately bares her fangs at you.
I'll bear my things right back.
Yeah. When her mastiff kind of steps around the counter, a little less threatening. However, the halfling is almost immediately yanked from her feet by some sort of giant human. Like, at least you think it's a human. The guy stands like 7 feet tall. Kind of waves a finger in front of her face before bopping her on the nose, and then just throws her over his shoulder and continues browsing at a selection of rations. Standing behind the counter, you do see a human who seems to be suffering from a bout of necromancy of some sort, as their hand seems to be entirely skeletal, but is still tapping away on the counter without caring about the whole lack of anything other than bones. He looks pretty young for at least owning a store. Kind of short brown hair, kind of scraggly beard. He does have glowing red eyes, which is kind of, well, also unnerving.
That's normal.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah?
You sell maps.
He just points at a stack of papers.
Look at a stack of papers.
It is a map of the city. That's it.
Where am I to find maps of the world?
Cartographer, I guess? I mean, he goes and just kind of like ruffles through and grabs a small, well, a few scrolls before pulling one up onto the counter and unrolling it. And at least this one is not just the city, but it is mostly just the area, kind of the region of Catharsis itself. And at least its assumption of where its borders are. I got this one, but not one of the whole world.
That is unfortunate. Where might I find a cartographer?
I mean, how out of date do you care if it is?
Ideally, it contains most of the cities we would encounter.
Where are you going?
Where was that ship supposedly gone off to?
Just off to the colony. You didn't get an actual, like, place.
Yeah.
The colonies.
Those are gonna be pretty new. Oh. Just kind of waves his hand back and forth. At least by some people's standards. I mean, I know a guy, but his maps are like 100 years out of date. Usually. You might have a new one.
Perhaps it is worth asking him.
I mean, you could try. Just bring him a gift or else he'll be all grumpy with you. And don't tell him I sent you.
Okay.
If you do, he's gonna come in, he's gonna ask about my damn hand and about the skeletons and that. Just please, just go there. Tell him anything else. Freaking one of the vanguards or one of the council sent you. I don't care. Just not me.
So be it. Got any small little silver trinkets?
He just looks around. I mean, I guess I got some busted holy symbols. He just kind of pulls a box that seems to kind of make a much larger amount of clanking sounds than you'd probably suppose for a broken holy symbol box. He kind of leans it over and you see almost the entire box, which is like, you know, a small crate, is full of just busted up holy symbols.
Broken holy symbol doesn't seem like an ideal gift.
I mean, it's basically the only small silver thing I got, if you want to buy a full-size one.
candlestick.
I got candles. Just kind of
Perhaps
points at a small pile of candles all wrapped together by a little bit of twine.
maybe he's into such things. I'll grab a pack of those.
Alright. It's like 2 copper. So he just kind of pulls one of the maps of the city and points at an area kind of like almost right up against the southern edge. This house is here. Just find the house with the big map on it. Should be pretty obvious because all the rest of them are like shacks. It should be like the only house that's I think it's 4 stories actually.
Very well. Greatly appreciated.
Yep. And again, don't tell them who sent you.
You got it.
All right. Just kind of puts the map away. And goes
I
back
don't
to being
know your
bored.
name anyway, so passing that on would be tough.
You'll find some way of doing it. They always seem to do so. Yeah. You're able to head over. Now, surprisingly, you are able to move through the streets relatively easily. The snow seems to be, well, fairly light from, like, actually reaching the street, even though the snow itself is falling in massive, like, clumps that should be leaving the street a massive mess to try and move through. But something's keeping them clean enough, so you're able to make it to about 3/4 of the way there before you kind of reach the shack area that he described, where all of a sudden, whatever is keeping the streets clean apparently ceases to care, and the snow has been piling up for the past, like, hour or so.
I was built for this.
Yeah, it's only like 3 or 4 inches, but if the snow keeps falling like this, it promises to get worse fast.
Mo's an off-road vehicle.
What are the rest of you doing while Mo is off, apparently finding a man who knows?
I
Yeko
think-
wants to look for someone that would know like teleportation magic, but she has no idea how to do that.
Johnny's in a similar boat. I guess he'd go with Give and ask around. Or Give? Oh yeah.
Yeah, why me? What the? I didn't say I was doing anything yet.
Echo, and then I thought I was saying Echo, and I felt embarrassed and reached for the first D&D name I could think of. And
Sounds like a mess all around then.
well, you want to come with Give?
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna be very good at this. I'm not great when it comes to magic, so.
I'm not
You
really good
never
with magic.
guessed. So we
And,
have 3 people who know nothing about magic. We need to find a teleporter.
Mm-hmm.
What's the worst that could happen?
A lot.
One person who knows something about magic and is trying to find a map.
Yeah.
That'd just be how it'd do.
So I don't have Arcana anyway, so I don't really know about magic.
He just kinda does.
I always count if you can cast, then you at least know some stuff about magic, just because it's like required reading type of stuff.
Unless you're that one Theo character who didn't believe in magic.
Well, yeah, in that case, then you're probably a special case. Yeah. How are you going about looking for something you don't know how to find?
That's the thing. I have no idea. Oyeko would just kind of wander around and hope she found something that was literally like the teleportation magic guy's house. Like she's that hopeless.
I was gonna do the same thing I always do, which is just ask around as we fucking go through the streets. It seems like a pretty fucking good strategy. It usually works.
Unfortunately, while that strategy does normally work, it seems like the streets are a lot quieter today. You know,
Yeah,
owing
unsurprising.
to the pile of snow that's falling on the city.
Yeah.
But there are still guards in and about.
Guards about? It's fucked up.
Unfortunately, they're very unhelpful as they give you responses ranging from "I don't know" to why are you asking me outside, or "Get away." Thankfully, they don't get any more hostile than that, though.
Good. Because
That's
I
about
am 100% willing to die for my principles. So it's good for both of us if they didn't do that.
Yep. You basically don't get anywhere. As it appears, most people don't feel like talking to you.
Well, so now what?
Didn't we, like, encounter a hyper magic tower or something in the middle of town that was like fountaining blood?
I don't think you found that tower, but you did see it.
Tower that was fountaining blood.
I don't think it was a tower, it was like a church or building or something.
I'm realizing how much I've forgotten.
Yeah, one of the larger buildings.
Goodness.
A big steepled assumed building of the survivor, which is the big church here.
Right. That makes sense, actually. Okay.
Yeah, the currently only god worshipped in Catharsis. And I mean, you guys can pretty easily refine that build if you wish to do so. Seeing as it is one of the very few towers that is visible almost anywhere.
I mean, we could, I guess, but
I mean, might as well exhaust all our options while we're here. Yes. I hate this place so much.
there's a bunch of things I hate about this situation. This place is one of them.
I mean, it's just the worst.
It's certainly not good.
What is good here?
You know, even if we didn't have to cook, didn't have to cook, after going through all this, I think I would anyway.
So, what is the plan?
All right,
Heading
into
to
the
the tower?
onto big
That's a good
fucking tower.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really have any other leads. Yeah, there's no like. Are there any like schools of magic here or what?
There are probably several.
I guess I'll go looking for one of those while they go to the tower.
All right.
Yeah, the schools at least get you a little bit more traction. So you're able to at least find someone to point you towards one of them.
Yeah. I mean, I was gonna say I would ask for like a school of specific magic, but Oyeko doesn't know what school of magic teleportation magic would be in.
So, who would like to go first? The people going to the tower, or the people, or Oyeko heading to the school?
Oh, Yako wants to go first.
I want to go first. I want to go first.
All right. I mean, it's very easy to find the school. Once you get into kind of the general area for it, for one, the streets become significantly more populated. Mostly with young people who are, well, wandering around. Just kind of hanging out. Having a snow day. No, they don't have snow days here. That's too nice.
I guess I'll just kind of approach one of them.
Yep. You get a few funny looks, but no one, like, immediately gives you the look that you've been getting all day.
That's good. That's progress for sure.
Yeah. Seems to be a fairly young, well, actually, let's see. Yeah. Seems to be a young woman.
I was just wondering, is there somebody here, like a teacher or something, that knows powerful teleportation magic that would be willing to use it on me and some companions for payment?
Maybe? I'm pretty sure we do have a master who's able to do that. I don't know if they're willing to accept payment for it, though.
Well, what would they accept for it, do you know?
I mostly mean that I don't know if they'd willingly teleport you,
Oh,
Just-
okay.
regardless.
Do they have, like, office hours or something? Can I go speak to them?
Maybe? I'm not part of that, like, school. She just kind of holds up a symbol from, like, kind of folds out her collar, and it's just kind of a pin hanging there. The symbol, of course, doesn't mean anything to you, so
Yeah, that's fine. Who needs it to?
I'm part of this one.
Okay, do you know someone from there that could help me?
It just kind of looks at the 2 or 3 people that are just kind of standing there near her, who were in the middle of a conversation before you walked up and are now just kind of staring at her, like, why are you talking to this weird person? And they kind of share words for a moment. Do you speak Elven? I believe you do, yeah?
I do, yeah.
But yeah, you catch enough of the conversation to understand that they are, well, firstly trying to determine if they actually want to help you, as, of course, her 2 friends are not interested at all. But she does push them hard enough, surprisingly, based on how she's been speaking to you up to this point. Doesn't seem to be something that she tends to do very often. But she is able to think of someone after a few, well, not a few minutes, but at least a few moments of discussion between the 3. And she gives you a name and a, well, a direction to try and follow.
That's extremely helpful. Thank you very much.
I will leave them be and go in the direction they said.
Yeah, they basically told you to go and talk to a person who apparently hangs out in one of kind of the student taverns around here.
Mhm.
Looking heck, I'm trying to get a name, but it's not coming. There. Apparently the name is Torte Threshdhorn.
They sound villains.
They sound like a tortoise.
And all tortoises are villains.
They are.
That way. So, I mean, it's fairly easy to find it. It is one of the few taverns kind of built near the school.
Mhm.
And its sign, well, not well. Actually, this one, seeing as it's near a school, does actually have its name written out on the sign, as well as, of course, the symbol. There seems to be a kind of red streak, and apparently is known as the Riverside.
Well, go ahead in.
Yep.
They get murdered.
Upon stepping inside, well, you don't get murdered, but you do definitely come face to face with a, well, large creature. It's not really even a human from what you can tell, as it has yellow eyes, even if it is built like a human. It's kind of like, you know, when you have the two people stacked up on top of each other, like with the big trench coat type of thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It looks a lot like that, where you can see the yellow eye and you can kind of see hands, but it's basically just mostly trench coat. It just kind of, well, glares at you with a single yellow eye as you step in the door.
Hello, I'm looking for somebody named Torte Threshthorn. Threshthorn? Sorry, I'm not great with the last name.
Just lets out a feral-sounding growl before someone just kind of throws a bottle at it, and it swings itself around before noticing whatever threw a bottle at it apparently is not edible. It just kind of shuffles itself out of your way. And you see a, well, I'm trying to think of the best description of it. You remember the guy from, I don't know, did you ever see the movie Tangled? The kind of handsome rogue from that movie, the main guy?
Yeah, Flynn Rider.
Yes, Flint Rider. Or Flynn Rider. Is a good description for what this guy looks like.
Oh my god, I love him already.
And he already has another bottle kind of like held in his hand.
Yeah, go lets down her hair.
He just kind of, you know, throws an extra glare at the creature and then just kind of smiles at you. Welcome to the Riverside. Don't worry about old Boxy there. He just gets annoyed once in a while.
I mean,
Hates strangers and all that.
don't we all get annoyed once in a while?
I guess I shouldn't say once in a while. It's more like every day he wakes up and wanders around his plane.
Ah.
So, welcome to the Riverside. What can I do for you? He's just kind of sitting at a table, by the way, having a few beers, apparently, as there are a trio of mugs, only one of which is still full. There don't seem to be a heck of a lot of other people, but there are at least a couple of tables seemingly shoved either, well, shoved into the corner or intentionally placed there.
I mean, I'm looking for somebody named Torte Threshthorn.
Oh, regular. He should be... Just kind of peeks around right about there. He just points at one of the tables where you see a pair of people huddled. Whether from the cold, since this place does not have a hearth apparently, or it's not roaring at the very least. And so they're just kind of hanging out near one of the torches set into the wall.
Okay, I'm gonna go talk to him. Thank you very much.
Of course. He kind of swings back the third beer and just seems to watch you as you walk over.
Yeah, I will head over.
Yep. The two just kind of look at you. One of them seems to be a very small human, and the other a relatively large one. I guess middling in build. He's kind of like, well, probably 6 feet if he was standing upright, and built more like a warrior than a mage. The other man is almost certainly a mage, based on at least his physique. And of course, the small staff just kind of sitting next to the table.
Is one of you guys a Torte Threshthorn? Threshthorn? I'm trying to get the last name down.
The larger man just kind of looks down on the smaller one. Aye, that's this one. You have business, or no? And you come back later. We have a discussion going on.
Oh,
the apparently man named Torte is not exactly looking excited about the current ongoing discussion, but he does seemingly nod, even if it does seem to be after a long moment of hesitation.
Okay, well, when can I come back?
Oh, well, it really depends on Torte now, doesn't it? Kind of
Yeah,
throws the
that
man an evil grin. He's been holding out, not being all that game yet. So we might be here for, say, another hour? Yeah, that seems about right.
Just another hour? That's fine. Do you mind if I wait in here then? Because it is pretty urgent.
As long as you don't mind waiting somewhere else than our table, you're more than
no.
welcome.
I wasn't gonna sit with you guys. That'd be rude. And this is pretty clearly a discussion that I probably don't want to be involved in.
Oh, I would say that as well.
Alright, well, good luck with your discussion. I hope you can come to a mutually beneficial deal or something. I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna go get a drink.
I'll do that. Wright has the best drinks here. Don't you, Wright? He kind of yells over to the guy sitting at the table in the center. He just raises another of his mugs.
And I will give a small bow and then go and how much is a drink here? Because I will be buying just a drink.
It seems, asking apparently the owner Wright, that the drinks range from fairly poor ale, by literally his own admission, at like 2 copper, to a fairly expensive bottle of wine sitting in almost a shrine-like place behind the counter. And that bottle, as he does say that you have to buy the whole thing, is, well, he doesn't willingly say, because he doesn't think you're going to buy it.
Yeah, I mean, that, given the shrine look, I think that's probably a little too expensive for me. How about you just get me something you think I'd like that's about a gold?
He nods and gets up from the table to go behind the bar to make something. And after a few minutes of waiting, he does come back with a, well, it's a mug, though seeing as it's kind of like making a popping sound and a small amount of what might be smoke is coming out of it, it's probably not just ale. He sets it down, and the vibrant, like, almost to the cursed moon green is inside. It's not quite that evil looking, but it's pretty damn close.
What'd you make this with?
Oh, it's magic, of course.
Okay.
The best way is to make a gold's worth of drink. At least on the cheap for one drink.
Oyaka really doesn't want to turn this down because she has a feeling that the other people will be like, she's even weirder, let's not deal with her. So she will sort of begrudgingly and trying to be like smiling about it, like try the drink.
Could you make a con save?
God damn it. This is why I hate magic. Oh, I gotta repop this in. There we go.
Yeah, 17 is more than enough. It is, even just the sip that you have as a testing, it is freaking the strongest thing you've ever tasted.
Wow.
Like, even if you've had freaking, like, dwarven alcohol before, this might top it.
Wow, that is very strong.
Does it taste good though?
It's vaguely sweet and kind of, like, I guess kind of a mix between, I guess, lemonade. If you've had lemonade, that's kind of the flavor it is. A very, very strong kind of poppy lemonade.
But it's pretty good actually. Thank you very much.
I thought you'd like it. It's a concoction that I come out every now and then with. It's a bit strong, though.
Yeah, just a bit. I take a while on this.
Take it all at once if I were you.
Oh,
He just kind of leans towards it, like across the table, pushing the mugs out of the way, and whispers, "It gets stronger if you wait."
oh, okay.
And then he kind of
Monk
leans
ass.
back up and drinks it. Like, takes a swig of his own mix of the concoction.
I will sort of just give him a little nod and then go to my own table and wait.
Mhm.
This is stressful. Internally, it's like even the bars are fucked up here. What this place is horrible.
Thankfully, the conversation passes in only half an hour, followed, of
Nice.
course, by a quick scream and a small amount of blood on the table. But after that, the man does get up and comes over to you, and in short succession, after kind of waving a finger around, tells you that he's done with his conversation and he's all yours.
Okay, thanks, yes.
I will walk over there.
After that, of course, he kind of walks out. He does pat the so-called creature Boxy on the shoulder as he's walking out to another growl.
I suppose I'll walk up to the table.
Torte is just kind of, well, sitting there holding a hand that seems to now be missing a ring finger. He also seems to be missing the pinky, too. Yeah.
This is not a great time.
No, it's really not, but I guess I've dealt with him before. It'll stop. Eventually. He just kind of pushes some of his robe over the stump and just sits there and holds it before looking up at you. What did you need? Do I owe you something too?
First thing I'll do is I'll offer him some bits of a healer's kit to like bandage the wound for now.
Now you owe me something.
Yeah. He seems kind of, like thinking like that. But if you're insistent, he does take it and wrap his hand.
To answer your question, no, you don't owe me anything.
Okay, good. I really can't afford any other debts at all. But
How much
what-
debt are you in? If you don't mind me asking. I know
Too
it's a bit-
much.
Oh, okay.
Enough that I'm having this happen every month now.
Ah, well, okay, so
Well,
I
my
was at the-
family has not had the best time raiding, and so the money's not coming in, and oh,
I was talking to some students, and they said you might be able to use pretty powerful teleportation magic.
who told you that?
I got told by I don't remember their name. I didn't ask.
I mean, I'm guessing my professor might, but I'm still pretty early. I mean, I could do this. And he kind of waves his hand, his full hand at the ground, and after a solid 6 seconds, a large rabbit just seems to pop into existence with a long, kind of wicked horn, thin glowing red eyes.
I guess I should make sure you're Torte, right?
That's me.
Thorn?
Yeah.
Okay. Huh. I don't know why they told me that.
I don't know. I know the professor, maybe?
Yeah, okay, Is your professor also, like, in debt? That seems a little far-fetched, but...
I don't think so. No. Well, he was one of the council members. I think he was pushed down in the last turn, though.
Okay, and do you know how I'd be able to meet with him?
Become a student and work for a few years?
Okay, so it's pretty... Outsiders are not gonna be able to meet with them.
Not easily, I don't think. I mean, I didn't even meet him in person until... He just seems to think. My 5th year.
But could you arrange a meeting with them?
He just squirms. Maybe. I do need some more assistance. As he says that, the rabbit seems to turn towards him. And he squeaks before waving his hand at it, and the thing poofs as in, like, basically mid-jump at him. Horn leading the way.
Because if you do that, I mean, I can talk to a friend of mine. Do you know the name Halvan?
He just shakes his head.
Well, he's from the Followers of Ten Moons, yeah.
That's at least where he resides now.
He lives in with the Followers of the Ten. He's a pretty powerful wizard. He's very wealthy. So I was gonna use his name to pay for the teleportation. But if you can help me by scheduling a meeting with him and bringing me there as well, I can have him pay off at least. I don't know how much debt you have, but I'm sure you guys can work something out if I get you in contact with each other.
That would be very helpful. I know my brother's attempting to, well, change the fates and all that, but maybe that would be easier.
I
Kind
think
of
I
got
would.
demoted.
So, you see, it's a win-win. You won't owe me anything. No more debt from that.
I'll see what I can do. Come back here at what time is it? At this
It's
point, it's probably 9-ish, by the way.
like AM,
Yeah, damn, it's not
Like
been
9.
that long.
like 9 in the morning or so.
Okay, come back at like 2 or 3.
Okay. Great.
Yep.
I hope your hand starts to feel better pretty soon. Do you want
It
like any
will.
more bandages just in case?
Just kind of holds up the hand, thoroughly bandaged and still slightly bleeding. I'll find a potion. I'll be fine.
Okay. I will at that point. I'll slide him my drink and just go, "This is a little too strong for me. You can drink it if you'd like."
Oh, thank you. He doesn't look at it and just basically drains the thing before kind of looking at you and a big goofy smile crossing his face. That was a good drink. I'm gonna go talk to the professor now. Bye. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Just stumbles out of the bar. You hear Wright like just laughing hysterically from his table.
I will get up and leave.
Yep.
Well, that
In the
probably
meantime,
wasn't a good idea.
do you want to see Guve and Johnny adventure?
Goofy and Johnny go to church.
Or do we want to click back to Bo map finding adventures?
Might as well see Guve and Johnny.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys make it at least close to the church. Or the cathedral, I guess, in this case. There does seem to be a fairly large crowd at the moment, though. So you're kind of being forced to push through it. I mean, are you guys asking what's going on, or are you just freaking trying to get to the front?
I guess I would just watch for a bit and see what's going on, like what everyone's doing.
I mean, it seems like the stuff's happening up front, and the people are kind of trying to get a little closer. You do hear lots of whispers of sacrifice and apparently something known as a blood fountain, but you don't like catch many details in the crowd.
Johnny just looks at Giving.
Do we have a Peyton?
Did I mute myself?
and just not completely forget about it? I thought I unmuted myself like 5 seconds ago.
Well, if you've been
Magic.
talking at any point in the last 5 seconds, this is the first you've heard of you.
God damn it. Well, all those jokes are down the drain.
No, say them again. I'll laugh.
Just
You
say
haven't heard the
laugh.
jokes anyway.
No. I'll
Yeah. Fucking there was one when it's like fucking there's a massive crowd. It's like it's fine. I'm all elbows anyway. That wasn't funny. Shut up. Shut the
That's a
fuck
good
up.
one. That's a good one. I like tell it again
I
actually.
smiled.
And then the other one was sacrifice. And then someone said blood fountain. I was like, is that like a chocolate fountain or just not eating that one? Fucking, I hate it here.
I'm gonna make like a cut of just this.
I'm having to edit the video and edit in to fucking the correct time and just have the dead silence of no one responding. Have it look like I was just sandbagged organically. I fucking hate it here.
Why?
We should make a
I
podcast of Peyton just saying things and you two just like disingenuously laughing.
We should not. I already have like a fragile enough mental state. That'll push me over the edge.
I wonder how much.
No,
I'll
even
last for
better,
like one session of that
Lumpy,
before it just
that's if you
it's
can.
in.
This is what we do. Lumpy and I have the podcast, and we invite a new guest every week where we just laugh at them, but like it's just all fake laughing.
No matter what they say, like no matter what.
Like they're just talking about like something political, and we just go.
Yeah, sorry guys. Sorry I was a bit late. I learned that a close friend has died. What the fuck?
Classic. That's a good one.
Oh god.
Just really going as dark as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I at least was going to try and ask
I wonder how much
like what was happening.
how much runtime we'd actually get out of that.
I can't tell if that's the type of thing where as it goes on it'll get better or worse. Because on one hand I feel like that's the type of thing where it's gonna like get very stale very fast.
Well,
But it
no, see-
also has like the thing where it could just end up getting fucking stupidly funny for no reason at some
Well, here's
point.
the thing. Jake and I would also talk like it's a regular podcast, and then whenever the guest interjects with something, it's the very good, and then we just go back to whatever we were saying.
Actually fucked up.
Very good.
So,
Found a
yeah,
rock, I'd
you're
bust
able
your
to get
fucking
a.
head.
You're able to kind of grab one of the nearest people,
Okay.
and they just kind of like turn around and give you a confused look. What do you mean? You don't know what's happening?
No. Do I look like I'm from here? I've been getting shit about it the whole time.
Just shrugs. Oh, well, the fountain's being, renewed.
Seems to be working fine.
What does that mean?
You know what a healing potion is, right?
Yes.
Well, they all come from here.
All of them?
Well, most of them.
Just
Well, that's
pour
all
like
then, is it?
I pour like a big bag of anthrax into it. Wipe the floor with
All over the world, adventurers everywhere die en masse because
Yeah.
Johnny was an asshole.
This
I
is
like
actually a
that implies that
direct link.
he just has
to
a big vat of
everything.
anthrax.
Oh, I like the
Open up.
implication that this is directly linked to all of the healing potions right now. So affecting it just means that everyone's going to be dying.
No, but every healing potion that comes out of it until the next that time it gets reset, which you don't know how often that is.
You think that someone would like test it though, or something? Like eventually
Yes.
be like, yeah. This batch of healing potions is fucking bad.
Yeah, but that would require slaves' lives or giving them free health potions, and that just can't happen.
No, I'm assuming that like a significant amount of adventurers are gonna die, but like eventually be like, all right, this healing potions are bad for a little while.
Well, we would eventually be reset by this procedure, apparently.
Yeah.
But yeah. But yes, most healing potions in the world, basically all those not made by other countries, are made here. And since you have to sacrifice stuff to make magic items, and healing potions count as magic items, not very many are made elsewhere.
Mm.
It's
Well-
one of the reasons why Catharsis has not been freaking immediately dismashed by all the other nations, because it makes
that's a
magic
bit
items.
too useful to kind of throw away instantaneously.
So it's a necessary evil, is what most people consider.
Necessary.
Even if well, Tharsis wants to do it, but they're not strong enough alone. So, yeah. I mean, and if you guys push all the way to the front, then I mean it's easy to see. It's a gigantic fountain. Like big central square type of big.
Mm.
And surrounding it seems to be a whole group of people. At a quick head count, it seems to be about 25. And as you guys are watching, a couple of mages kind of standing on a small podium at the church side of this large fountain start their whole spiel, We do this for the survivor. We have to kill people so that the fountain continues working, blah, 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 blah,
Shut
blah.
up, nerd.
And
Get
then-
on with it.
Yeah, gets on with it, and they go around and basically slit the throat of all 25, whose blood goes into the fountain, and then it turns from kind of a more, I mean, it was already red, but it kind of turns more vibrant.
That's like
And-
dark red or bright.
Yeah, it looked more like blood, and now it's kind of, well, looked more like kind of apple, like an apple red instead. Just kind of shiny red.
Healing potion red.
How many
Yeah.
people do you think have pissed into that?
At least 10.
Johnny's gonna.
You'd be
No, the
surprised
fuck
at
he
the
ain't.
number. It is very few.
It's like a pool. where
Because if
white
you
guy
do it,
does it.
you're killed on the
Instantaneous
spot.
death.
Yes.
Congratulations, you have joined the pool.
Yeah, basically.
Congratulations, your
you
life is forfeit.
volunteered. I mean, you might survive for like a year or so until they have to reset it.
That's true. It is being killed in a health potion. Sounds tough.
I mean, they
And
don't
drowning in a
push
health
you
potion.
into the. They don't push you into the pool.
They hold your head under.
Think if you drink too many health potions is like what happens when you go to the plane of positive energy, where you just get healed too much and your body just kind of fucking shuts down.
I think
I mean,
Johnny's
if it was
more-
like some settings, yes.
That'd be sick.
Johnny's more
There are
disabled.
some settings where drinking potions of any type, healing included, like eventually your body just goes, nope, I'm done. And then if you keep trying to drink them, it literally kills you. You're
Body
poisoned.
just hits the off switch.
Yeah. It's like, you know how The Witcher has toxicity for their potions? Like there are settings with effectively that. Like there's a set number of health potions and any other type of potions. If you go over it, you basically risk your life because you could poison yourself to death.
Yeah, I'm risking my sanity traveling with Johnny, so you know.
Johnny's more
Me?
just thinking back to health potions he's had in the past and realize that it's just elf blood.
Have I
I
had
mean,
any
it's
health
not
potions?
just elf blood. It's wolfman blood and
Yeah, there's
human
plenty of blood here. Don't be fucking racist, Johnny. Come on.
Blood's
I mean,
kinda-
there are some elves there, but it's not all elves.
blood's kind of tasty.
It's also not blood. It's health potion. They are different things.
No. Blood is tasty.
It's just like
Mm.
spice.
Vampires would like your number.
Vampires are cringe.
Wow.
Vampires are so cool.
After like
No.
that half hour, well, big long ceremony, everything kind of goes back to what it was as the people kind of shuffle away. And the bodies are collected and brought elsewhere, back into the church.
I wasn't moving.
Well, that was enlightening. Should we just like start talking to people who look like priests? They're probably magicians, right?
Do you mean like clerics?
Huh?
Magicians.
That's kind of a catch-all term.
I think if any priest heard you say that they were magicians, I don't think that would end particularly well for you.
It's just a really big umbrella term. It's sort of a catch-all, you know.
I'll
Okay.
remember for the magical church bits, you have the most magical, technically, and the rarest paladins. Slightly less rare, but still potently magical clerics, and then everybody else, which is priests.
Well, Johnny's not too schooled on the
Well,
difference.
priests and
between-
acolytes, but same diff, basically. People who have almost no magic or no magic.
Johnny's not too schooled on the difference between arcane and divine magic. So as far as he's concerned, these guys look like magicians.
I mean, they kind of do. They have the big robes, but these guys have big hats too.
I mean,
just
Gouvet doesn't know shit about religion. They just know that God magic and other magic are different.
Mhm.
They're both fucking cringe, but they're different.
I mean, they're different in some ways, as basically what type of effects you can get out of them, but they both come from the same general place, apparently. Magic is magic, no matter if you get it from a god or from wherever you get your arcane might.
Magic is
Still
magic.
take its due. I mean, a god can grant you magic, but you still have to pay up. It's not like all of a sudden worshiping a god all of a sudden gets you, exempt from
What if
magic.
I don't pay up?
That's an option. It's not a good option, but it's one.
Mitchell, when have I ever been known to take good options?
I can tell you what happens if you try and use that magic. You die on the spot. Well, I
Mitchell,
guess
I've
it's not
taken good options
guaranteed.
approximately 0 times in my life. I'm not starting now.
Mm-hmm. Technically, it's not a guarantee. You might not die, but the chances of not dying are not good.
I like those odds.
Basically,
Never
I'm
tell
going
me
to roll
the
a percentile every time you cast a spell. Everything from freaking 9th to cantrip. And if I roll the result that you don't want, you die on the spot. No save.
What if I don't want you to roll the die?
If you don't use magic. Ever.
Mm. Well, luckily, I don't think that's going to be much of a problem.
Nope. You get the gift of magic. You don't pay up. You can never use magic without the freaking chance of just spontaneously dying on the spot.
It's kind of funny, though. I'd do that.
It is an option. You can just say, I want to use magic with the risk of death from the slightest effect.
Listen, Mitchell, the risk of death is funny.
But, yeah. I mean, there are priests still outside, kind of, doing the priestly thing of chanting or sermoning to the people who are still around.
Just make sure I got this
And
clear.
the head one has kind of moved back inside.
Just make sure I got this clear in my mind. We are here to ask if they know anyone who can teleport us, correct? My speech kind of shut down somewhere in there, but I brought it back in the end.
Let's see. Do clerics ever learn the spell teleport?
No, they don't. Out of character, I know they don't. In character, maybe.
Yeah. Well, I mean, are you guys trying to walk up to one of the priests, or?
Yeah. I was really just trying to get straight that is what we are doing here, or if we're here for a different reason. That completely slipped my mind.
They do learn plane shift, though.
That's actually kind of surprising.
That's useful.
Yeah, that's why it's surprising.
The world's ending. We could just go to the Feywild.
You don't want to go to the Feywild.
I do want to go to the Feywild. I got some fucking bones to pick.
You really don't want to go to the Feywild.
You know who learned teleport?
As a reminder. What?
Ward mages.
It's a chaos sorcerer.
As a reminder.
Demons and Fey are the same creature. meaning
Yes.
The Feywild is effectively both the freaking Hells and the Feywild tied into one plane.
Mitchell,
That's fine.
I have some bones to pick.
Yeah, you do have bones to pick for demons to pick.
Yeah. First, I gotta fucking get them out of me. I'll pick their bones first. Will I win? No. Who fucking cares though?
Well, yeah, walking up to the priests, clerics, etc.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, are you guys just picking one at random, or are you just choosing?
Pick one who looks slightly more friendly, or less crazy, whichever one works.
The less crazy is going to be hard. The more friendly is fairly easy, though.
There we go.
Yeah, there does seem to be one who is currently like kind of healing the people who are paying him, to be fair, but you can hear him calling it donations, but it's fairly obvious what it really is.
Listen, paying someone is a donation of a sort.
Yeah.
If you have a loose enough definition.
Yeah, it seems to be mostly like your types or guards, like not normal people. that are,
Our
like,
types.
looking to- yeah, adventurers and the like.
Racism.
Adventurers just carry themselves the different sort.
Yeah.
I'll say that they come back significantly more injured than most people do.
There's a certain je ne sais quoi to the way an adventurer carries themselves.
Half dead most of the time.
We haven't been half dead for like 4 sessions.
Most people don't go that far. Anyway, yeah, I mean, you can walk up to him. He's currently in the process of healing a small group of adventuring types. So they kind of break away by the time you make it over to him.
Howdy.
He seems to be a human, though his eyes do still glow with kind of a fainter red glow. They seem to be kind of silvery, though, otherwise. Short, very, very cut, short gray hair. And this guy seems to definitely be old. His face kind of wrinkled. He just kind of holds his symbol between his hands. Yeah, go
Would
ahead.
you happen to know anything about where someone might be able to get a teleport? Or anything along those lines?
I teleport. Well, this is the Church of the Survivor. Unfortunately, we don't have anyone here. We might be able to point you towards one of the schools or an independent mage who'd be willing to part with some of their soul for such an act. Do you happen to have a sizable enough purse to do so?
Probably not, no.
Well, I'm afraid you'll be hard-pressed to find one that will be willing to teleport you.
Yeah, that's about what I expected.
And just kind of looks you up and down. I suppose you are quite young, however. You might be capable of giving something else in recompense for the payment. It is quite a trying spell. Such as, something about your person you might be willing to sacrifice to pay for such an act. It is usually part of the payment already, or to bring one such as a slave along, but you might be capable of convincing one to simply take that. Do you need a recommendation?
Sure. If you've got any one you can recommend, I suppose.
He thinks for a moment. Well, if you need one who'd be willing to go without a monetary payment, then I suppose I can send you to Xavier.
Xavier, eh?
He is old, I know. but he is quite skilled in magic after, I believe it's 5 centuries now of practice. As such, he's been looking for alternative sources of life, and that payment might be willing to be accepted.
Mhm.
If you need him, he should be residing near one of the council towers.
Alright, council towers. Do we know which direction the council towers are?
They're kind of stationed around the city. There's not like a central location for them or anything.
Alright.
He does point you towards this one in particular, which apparently is held by. Actually, I can tell you which council member it is because I believe they have the names. I need to open that first, though. I didn't think about it until now that I might need those. His name. Thing. Where is... I'm trying to remind myself of where the heck it is, because it's probably buried somewhere.
Never apologize.
Probably in there. I have too many different files for this freaking game. It's everywhere.
It's here, it's there, it's fucking everywhere.
Well, because I have it between 2 different filing systems. There it is, probably here. Let's see. There we go. Do I seriously not have it? Where... Did I change his name all of a sudden, or that's why it's not showing up here? There. Oh, I don't know where it is, but yeah, one of the council members. Maybe I put it on my phone and that's why it's not here. I don't know. As I said, I have freaking everywhere. There's too much. But yeah, he's able to point you in the right direction, regardless.
Yeah, checks out.
Oh, it's probably here, isn't it? Whatever. It's fine. Oh my gosh, I do. Yeah, I do have him, but it's fine. So yeah, you guys are pointed off in that direction.
Oh,
I mean, do we want to keep going with that, or?
I mean, my plan was to go find the rest of the party and tell them about a possible option, which sounds like it involves sacrificing part of my fucking soul.
Okay, then we can click over to Mo while you're trying to reconvene with Oyeko. And wherever Mo got to. So, Mo. I hope Theo's still here.
Hi.
I guess that answers that question.
Aggressive. The hell was that?
Yep. So, Mo, you make it to the building that you were told of, and it is indeed the only 4-story building in a group of like 2-story buildings, and it does indeed have a map hanging above the door. Just like a piece of paper.
Steal it.
It's not like on a wooden sign or on a metal sign. It's literally just a piece of paper that someone looped a little bit of twine to and hung it above the door. You're not sure exactly how it's been in one piece, since it just looks like a piece of like parchment.
new piece of paper every like 4 hours.
Yeah. The door is currently like closed. So
I will knock.
all right. The door, well, not the whole thing, but at least a little slit that just kind of slides away, opens up, and you see a pair of glowing red eyes stare down at you.
I will show the candles.
The door swings open fully, just with the slot still open, and you see a skeleton just kind of standing there. It stares down at you, its mouth agape, and just kind of reaches for your candles. Or you. It's kind of hard to tell because it's just kind of reaching down.
I will hold out the candles in an interception path between me and
Hands. Yep. It seems to grip onto the candles and then like kind of start stepping backwards back into the home. Doesn't close the door. That doesn't exactly invite you in.
that sounds
You just
like an
gotta-
invitation to me. I'll walk in.
Yep. Home is fairly musty. And you can see plenty of small scrolls shoved into cubby holes and small shelving units pretty much covering almost every place they possibly could fit one. There is not much wall space left. The hallway, well, leads backwards, though there does seem to be a door that leads off directly to the right of the front door. Skeleton's currently ignoring that one, just kind of keeping walking backwards.
I will follow skeleton, at least for now.
Alright. Yep. And just kind of walks backwards, his eyes still locked on you, until it seems to run into another door. His arm just kind of double jointedly moves backwards, turns the handle, opens the door, and just kind of keeps going, leaving the door open behind it. By the way, there are no candles, no torches, not even any glowing magical lights. This place is completely, like, black. Which, of course, to you doesn't matter because you have dark vision, but
Nonetheless, it's a thing that is
it's still a little odd. Well,
if I had to guess, undead things tend to see pretty well in the dark, so
yeah, the skeleton doesn't seem to care much about it not being able to see, though that might also be partially because it probably has another way of seeing, seeing as it's just walking backwards, facing you. Well, yeah, it keeps going for another, well, goes to another door, this one on the left after another short distance, and that one leads upstairs. And after walking up that staircase, you kind of play the whole game again of it walking backwards down hallway until it reaches another stair, until you reach the 3rd floor. And finally, at the 3rd floor, the layout changes, and instead of having a big long hallway with just a handful of doors leading off of it, and absolutely full of scrolls and their holders, this room opens into a fairly quaint bedroom. Doesn't have a 4-post bed or anything, just kind of a, like, well, it's not a bad bed, not like a peasant, like, full of straw and whatnot, but it's not exactly a noble bed either. And sitting at the table seems to be another skeleton who's scribbling away at a piece of paper, seemingly with just a finger. The skeleton just kind of walks right up to it and then just dumps the candles on the desk. Of course, the twine, being twine, does not hold the candles from this action, and so they kind of spill out onto the desk and onto whatever he's scribbling on. The skeleton who's sitting at the table stands up, furiously looks over at the skeleton who just dumped a bunch of candles on the desk and freaking punches its head off. And then starts to scream obscenities at it in I don't believe you understand too many languages, do you?
No, it's
So they're probably obscenities. Whatever it is,
Yeah.
it sounds gruff and angry.
dog and common.
Yeah, you don't understand it.
Guy
But
sounds like a fucking
Skeleton-
hero.
Yeah, the skeleton gets a very strong tongue lashing, and after a few moments of this, probably a solid 30 seconds is more fair. He just kind of busts the rest of it, sending the bones scattering to the floor, and then turns to look at you. His eyes are also glowing that brilliant red, though this one seems to contain a certain degree of rage that the other one's cold red did not carry. And it seems to switch, well, to common, and screams, "Who the hell are you? What are you doing in my home?"
My name is Mo.
That's very nice. Now please leave.
I'd like to get map.
And just kind of pauses a few steps towards you.
I'd like to get map.
A map.
Yes.
He seems to pause. Oh, I do in fact make maps. Is he just kind of, his eyes seem to, well, at least the dots seem to shrink. That one didn't send you, did he?
That one?
Yes, the one with the skeletal hand.
No.
I'm trying to remember what save that is. I'm gonna say it's wisdom, and that makes the most sense.
My
Read thoughts. That's basically the spell he's trying to cast.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember. Is that wisdom? To try and dig?
Sounds like a wisdom saving throw.
It makes sense, but I'll take a peek just in case it isn't.
I hope
Just in
it's
case
not
you're
wisdom,
secretly
but
fucking cheesing him.
Yeah, because I know Theo's freaking thing is the worst. When you cast a spell, you can plus 1 mine. Yeah, it is a wisdom save.
Uh-oh. Saving throw. Normal. Hey, that's my wisdom score, by the way.
Oh no! Yeah. So you feel this, well, the skeleton dig into your thoughts, searching for whatever it was looking for. And once, of course, it finds it after just a few moments, it seems to look, well, its eyes kind of grow even darker and more rage-filled. He did send you! And he told you not to tell
Yes.
me that, bastard! I want to know is how he's only part skeleton. No, he just kind of waves his hand. It doesn't matter. I'll go and pester him about it another day. A map, though. What sort of map are you looking for?
Map of the world.
Excuse me.
I like that that was like just completely canon. A map of the world.
It's funny to play that, but no. You would spot something about it. Oh, I do have maps of the world. So it has been. No. What year is it again? Never mind. It's probably been about 50 years since I've gone and checked to make sure everything is still accurate. Things don't change that fast, right? I don't think so.
Long as the land masses are there, I should be good.
Oh, they should be, I hope. As long as nothing's destroyed them or caused a catastrophic destructive anything, then it should be still there. Probably.
No, not yet.
You look at the map and there's a landmass in the middle of where the whirlpool should be.
Oh
What?
no. Just says home sweet home above it.
I can't wait to return to you.
He clicks a finger, and then the hand pops off of his wrist and skitters off into the darkness behind you. Give me just a moment. I need to go find one of them.
His hand's popping off.
And after about a good, like, 20 minutes or so of waiting, where he's just kind of staring at you and waiting, the hand does come bounding back in, kind of like balancing between, like, well, effectively it's holding a ream of paper in like the 3 middle fingers, and then the thumb and pinky are just kind of hopping between each other like it's walking. Except the walking carries it like
legs pulled off it.
basically. It's like balancing on them. But it does hop back in and then seemingly jump from the floor to his hand, and then he just kind of twists his wrist back to the correct positioning. Ah, here we are. Let's see, was my hand accurate? He kind of unrolls it. And then seems to like kind of look at it for a few moments. Yes, that's supposed to be there, and that. Well, that's not supposed to be there. No, it's fine. You won't even notice. And here we are.
Just 2 feet away from you saying this.
Pretty much, yeah. But
He
turns it
looks
around.
like a mouth breather. I bet it's fine.
Yep. He turns around, and it appears to be a map of the world. I mean, it's marked at least the map of the world, and there are 3 continents, which I'm pretty sure that's how many continents there are. There's not very many cities marked, and the like geography apparently is not there, but it's there.
It's okay. Mostly Mo was looking for. It's more trying to plot out a path than like trying to find cities and stuff.
How much would this cost?
Oh, you wanted to buy it. Kind of rolls it back up and taps on his other arm with it. Suppose I do need to make another trek out to make a new one. Let's say 5 gold? He seems to like look at you to make sure that's like a proper price.
You have change for a platinum.
Somewhere, probably. If you're willing to wait a moment, I can send my hand to go find some change. I think he can carry at least 5 coins. He just kind of looks at the hand. His thumb just kind of wiggles at him. I might need to send both.
I will hand him a plat.
Dude, so you're gonna hand him a hand. I was like, oh wow.
No. He sets the map down on the table and follows it with the platinum piece before sending both hands to go find apparently 5 gold coins. One comes back after only 5 minutes, carrying 3 in a similar position. Kind of the 3 coins pressed against his palm. The other hand does not return for like half an hour.
I was really hoping you just ended it does not return.
I thought about it, but no, it doesn't.
It does not return. Oh no.
When it eventually does return, its thumb is missing, but at least it's holding 2 gold coins. He just kind of looks at it. Oh, I gotta make a new thumb. Damn it. It's probably those rats again.
Sorry.
You don't happen to know an exterminator, do you? I really need to get rid of those rats. Keep stealing my thumbs.
I do not.
Unfortunate. No, I'll deal with them eventually. You should die in what? Rats only live a few years, I believe. Forgetting entirely, but that's not how rats work. They'll just be more in a few years.
Rats live for like 5 days or something. It'll be fine.
Anyway, he kind of like hands you the map and then follows it with the 5 coins. Where is your map and your change?
Greatly appreciated.
Of course. And if you end up going back to that store, tell him I'm coming to take his hand this time. You know, if you have time.
Okay.
I'm
Kind of
coming for
wiggles
his
the four
thumb.
fingers. I need the thumb.
I see.
I'll come eventually. I got time. I'm kind of dead.
Seems like he has time too.
Somehow he has time. Once I figure it out, it'll be mine. I'll have all his time in his hand. Maybe that's how he gets his time. Maybe.
I'm a
Just kind of-
sword in the hand.
Kind of turns around and then pushes all the candles onto the floor and goes back to what he was doing before. Seemingly deciding to ignore you at this point,
I will
while you're just standing there in his bedroom.
exit the way I came in.
I mean, it's an easy path. It's a big long hallway, basically. So, yeah. And going outside, yeah, the snow has gotten worse. It's up to your knees now.
I will not return to hangar. Return to
RTB.
yeah.
Return to hangar.
To hangar.
Return to the inn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
hangar.
Yeah, it's like a hangar, but for people.
Temporary hangar for people.
Yeah.
Like a hangar, but instead of storing sick fucking vehicles, it stores party members who you hate.
Just the
Yeah.
ones you hate. Goodness.
So I'm guessing you guys all reconvene there.
Are you implying there are party members who you don't hate?
Yeah.
Or is Oyeko going to wander around for a little while longer before returning?
She figures she should probably mention this potential lead to people. Though she is going to leave out the part that she may have gotten him drunk because she underestimated one drink.
I mean, you did know how strong it was.
Yeah, but she kind of figured the people that lived here had like a bit of a resistance to it or something.
Yes, that guy had a resistance to anything
Yeah,
besides money.
that's fair.
Seems to have a strong resistance to money.
Resistance to money feels fucking bad, man.
So, yep, you guys reconvene around probably. I'll arrive back there at around like 11 or so.
Resistance to money. Everyone's like, haha, you have resistance to money. And then who's laughing when someone pulls out the coin gun? Yeah.
You just resistant to
not
that
him.
spell that throws money.
I mean, what is a coin but a thin bullet?
Coin shot is a thing.
Yeah, it's like a frisbee bullet.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Are you wires for anything?
It'll be great if you could determine
Yeah.
if you'd like to keep it, and then
So, you guys reconvene at the tavern.
Well, did you guys find anything?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
There's a guy who we can go to who might not require payment.
Really?
At least not monetary payment. I have a feeling it's
That's
going to take
worse.
part of
That's
my body.
worse.
Possibly a lifespan.
I
Shrug.
have a potential meeting with a professor that can do it.
Yeah.
So
That's
I'm gonna
good.
have to go check that out in a few hours, but
Okay. You think it's something the rest of us could come along with?
I mean, I just said that if I could come with the guy who was scheduling the meeting, so I'd probably you guys should probably handle the other one, and I'll handle that one.
Alright.
I'm not sure. I don't know if you can come along. Is what I'm getting at here.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
time to go
I'll-
see exactly how much of my lifespan I need to sell to this man.
Yeah, I'll go with Give. No
Yeah,
worries.
I want to know too.
And I think I'd be better off not talking to someone that wants us to pay with like our soul or something.
It's probably not soul.
But he could be.
Probably.
Probably is a big keyword there, I think.
Yes.
Mo will begin plotting the course of where we have taken. That was a very weird way of wording it. Sorry.
I have no idea what you even said. That's how weird it was.
Plotting the course of where we have taken.
That,
Where
that
we've
literally
been.
was. It was not words.
It's either the course we've taken or where we've been, but I think we got a medley of the two.
Yeah.
I think he had a stroke and we should call somebody.
Bro, if that's all it took to have a
Never-
stroke, we would have had to call people millions of times for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Oh. Well,
We should have. Look what's
Yes.
happened to him.
There's a reason they keep happening. It's because no one's ever been fucking called.
L.
I've been having strokes for like the entire time I've known you people. And you've just sat and watched it happen. And
Yeah.
occasionally made fun of me.
Yeah,
Very funny.
very good.
Very good.
Yeah, that bit would never get old.
Nope. Never. Especially if it's every time.
The dream is eventually we get like Obama,
That would be something.
and we just treat him the exact same. Very good. Or imagine if like Donald Trump, because he would actually like mauled over it, which would be fucking hilarious.
He'd be furious.
Yeah, would just make it that much funnier.
Oh yeah.
so where were we?
Johnny and Geve, we're gonna meet with the fella with a dubious repayment scheme. And Oyeko was gonna go chat with the academic.
Yeah, I was gonna wait for the meeting time to do that because she doesn't
Yeah.
believe she should be doing the other one.
I mean, you guys know where his house generally is. So it's easy to get there. Where is Mo going? Is Mo gonna stick with you guys?
Yeah. I
Mo's
guess
going to
so.
hell.
I mean, yeah, but not yet. First, Mo needs
As
to do something
bold.
to send her to hell.
Never gonna happen.
You're right. It won't. Oh right, I have to spend a plant. Get myself
Indeed.
pickled.
Fuck. I forgot to buy a stock. God damn it.
Huh?
Pain. Don't worry about it.
He's investing.
I'm investing in guns.
Yes. So, yeah, you guys head over in that direction to go check out the guy.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, getting close to this particular tower, like you can kind of see it off in the distance, but it's still like a half an hour's walk or so. The thing that's keeping the streets nice and mostly dry, they're still wet, but they're cleared at the very least, apparently just decided to give up near this tower. And you
I
walk
feel
into
that-
basically foot-tall snow all of a
Have you
sudden.
noticed that this thing that keeps things clear has been given up whenever it becomes plot relevant where we are? Maybe that's the sign.
No.
I don't think it's really plot relevant.
Oh,
It's
We
just
should plot where the snowdrifts are heaviest and then look there.
true. What the fuck?
That's why I got the map.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the council members sniping at each other about where the heck the clearing should be.
No. What are you stupid,
Not
Mitchell?
at all.
What would make you think that, dummy?
It's not like they don't like each other at all. So they freaking are just pissing each other off
No, that's
no.
why.
in little petty ways they can.
Mitchell, it really sounds like you're reaching here.
Now, 2 of the council members do actually have names. The one that you're closing to get near is called Yalbin, who is the council member of law, apparently. Which is actually what the Xavier used to be.
Charles Xavier.
Not quite.
Why'd you say Charles Xavier but spoke like you were imitating Sean Connery?
Because we need both of those
It's
together.
You.
Charles Xavier. Mr. Bond, it's me. I don't know.
All right, so we're in this part of town now, I guess, or city, whatever. The
I mean, it's easy enough to get to the tower, but you do still need to find like his particular house, because unfortunately he didn't give you a specific like house to go to. 'Cause there
we'll
isn't,
start
like,
fucking
numbers.
looking around.
Yeah, I mean, you make it to the tower easy enough. And it is in, like, the others that you've seen, kind of its own little area. But there does seem to be a few doors in this particular area that are facing towards the tower rather than away, like most of these, well, most. Like the first one you met. So, it is pretty much empty here. Like, the only person that's outside seems to be some sort of armored, like, person. Like, the person standing in full plate in freaking, like, 30-degree weather. They're freezing, most likely. But they're standing outside the tower. Halberd just kind of planted into the ground next to them. Completely
name of
standing
that fucking
ramrod
guy?
straight.
What's the
That's
name of the guy who were
unrealistic,
here
Mitchell.
to
Someone
see again?
wearing that in the
I
cold
forgot to
weather would
write
be like,
down.
bro, it's not even cold.
I mean, yeah, but
That
they
was
don't know that.
notoriously
It
good
would be
insult.
miserable. Xavier is the name of the actual guy.
Charles
Xavier.
Xavier.
Yeah. The name of the master of the tower is a guy named Yalbin. He's one of the council members, so most likely it's going to be impossible to talk to them personally.
Yeah, I have no plans to.
Yep.
Walk up to fucking the guard, I guess.
They turn their head, but otherwise don't move when you approach.
How do you happen to know where Xavier is? What house is his?
Just hear this kind of grinding noise from inside. And then a voice that sounds like kind of grinding stones issues forth from inside the suit of armor. Do you have a last name for Xavier?
Did we get a last name for him?
Nope.
No. He was the old. He used to be a councilman, though. If that helps.
And so Member Airman is there. He just points one of his hands. Though it does take him like a solid few seconds to kind of shift his arm into the right position and like change his hand from fist to pointer. And points at one of the doors on basically like opposite of the door he's standing in front of.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Of course, citizen. Thank you for your weary.
Well, good thing he doesn't know I'm a citizen. He doesn't know I'm not a citizen.
Seems to kind of reset back to how it was standing before.
Go and knock on the door.
Yep. The door slides open to reveal an imp just kind of hanging out on the doorstep. Well, inside anyway.
Howdy.
It kind of picks its nose and looks up at you. Its tail just waving in the air behind it.
Here to talk to Xavier?
What about?
Possibly hiring him?
I don't know. You seem kind of poor.
Payment is through soul.
The imp
Or
just seems to-
lifespan.
Well, its eyes flash.
Johnny's
Through soul,
excited.
you say?
Yeah, it stops
Johnny's
picking
just
his nose.
excited that
It starts to seemingly unconsciously rub its hands together.
Payment through soul, and he goes, Stole!
Johnny's
Ah,
just shocked
the
that you-
master might be quite interested in that. Sure, come in, come in. We'd be more than happy. Do you need a drink or anything else?
I'm fine.
hot chocolate.
Yeah. It does close the
Wait,
door.
why did you
with its
switch into
tail.
hot rod voice? What was that?
Yeah, it does generate like a tiny fireball, like in its hands, and kind of holds it up near you guys after it closes the door to ward off the cold that's completely infused into this place. It doesn't do much, but it's the thought that counts. It's
Damn,
trying.
offer up your soul and people start fucking being a lot nicer to you.
Yep.
I should do this more often. This is the tech.
Mostly because you've offered it to a demon, but
I'm too fair I didn't offer it to him. I said that was something that I might be willing to trade.
yeah, they get excited, and Imp is not very smart.
No!
But yep, it kind of like points with its tail while it's like standing behind you guys, the directions through the building, as it leads you through a couple of rooms. It does attempt to basically convince you to go into basically like the parlor to get a drink or a snack or whatever, which I'm assuming you guys turned down to go and actually talk to the man himself.
Yeah, very, very generous, but
Yeah.
no.
So you guys walk up to the second floor, and it attempts to it continues trying to tempt you at basically every turn with niceties of some sort, until eventually you make it up to the fourth floor and into at least a sizable library. At least for most of the buildings around here. And a bald old man is just kind of sitting in one of the chairs, a couple of books like, sitting near him, but not like actively being read. He seems to
You
just
guys
be
should
kind of sitting there coughing at the moment.
Should just leave. No bald people should be trusted.
Attack on sight.
Well, I'm balding, so
KOS.
fuck me, I guess.
Yeah, well, you're balding. You're not bald yet.
True.
There's still hope for you.
Also, I'm not balding, I'm malding. There's a difference there.
That's fair, aren't we all?
Mm. Howdy, are you Xavier?
I am.
Good guy.
What do you kids want?
Oh,
I
listen,
am very busy dying.
He's a crabby bald guy. Like, there's literally nothing worse.
I'm busy dying is such a fucking raw line, though.
I mean, he is.
On the upside, that's only the beginning. Can I interest
Yeah.
you in some Arathian customs?
No.
I've died twice.
Can you teleport someone? Or more of a group of people? Is that something that is theoretically within your power?
It is more than theoretically, it is possible. But the costs to my existence are high.
Well, I was told that you might be willing to do it should someone offer something along the lines of, I don't know, part of their time alive or some shit.
He just kind of waves for the imp to come closer. It just kind of bounces over the floor at him and jumps into his lap before whispering in his ear. And then finally he actually turns up to look at you guys. And his
Goes,
eyes
"Real shit?"
glow
On
with
God?
a much more vibrant light just kind of, well, he's a scarlet elf, so
Yeah.
scarlet elf.
Here, someone's willing to give up part of
Sanguine
their
elf.
soul and their lifespan. And he goes, "Real shit."
But he looks up.
Truly, you are willing to pay that price?
Which price you're talking about? The soul or the time span?
I don't care about your soul. That's
All right, good.
worthless to me.
Well, that's
But
good
your
because that's one I care about more.
I can
How-
do so much with just a few more years.
Is it a flat rate or is it like percentage based?
Does it
Presumably it's a-
matter to you, human? I'm guessing you're not going to be willing to give up a few of your short years.
Presumably it's a flat rate. I assume
Oh, yeah,
that
it's
it's
same length as anyone else's.
He just kind of looks at you for a moment, Johnny.
all. Give him the same just look of what? Are you stupid?
What?
But Johnny just sits there. What? I thought I lived the same length as everyone else.
No, I thought my years were the same length. Do elven years take longer? It's like a dog year situation.
IQ killed Mitchell.
Yep. I think at this point, Xavier marks you as an idiot and moves on. But he does look at you, Gube.
How important is it to you to move as many people as you have to anywhere you please?
Good importance. I don't know, probably like 7 out of 10.
The fate of the world is at stake.
7 out of 10 is not exactly all that trying. It is a mere inconvenience. Bread hasn't come out in the next few days. I'll die. Oh no. The horror. It's not like the end of the world is at stake.
Well, if you're in for a change of two things. First of all, it is. And secondly, if you're in for a change of faith, death might not be so bad.
He is just entirely ignoring you, Johnny. Like, actively ignoring you. He's not even, like, looking in your direction anymore. Like, even though you and Uwe are standing, like, right next to each other, he has somehow blocked you from existence, apparently.
Hello?
He's put you right where the cataracts are, so he doesn't have to look at you anymore. Perfectly lined it up.
Oh, 7 out of 10. We'll say 70 years, and you can wait 10 days before I'm ready to cast it.
70 years and wait 10 days. Let's see. 10 days gets us across the ocean instantaneously, comparative to a ship, which would be multiple months. Definitely cuts into the massive fucking lead that Cook has on us. In 70 years, given that Gouvet does not believe they will survive through the end of this adventure, let alone have to worry about the very back part of their life. How about 80 years and 8 days?
What about 100 years and 6?
All right, but you got to pay for all the years I'm not paying for. I offered 80.
I'll pitch in 20.
Well, once again, just an incredulous look of how fucking stupid.
That seems to grow his attention at least a little more towards you, Johnny, and he ceases entirely ignoring you.
Well, if I die young, you won't get any, right?
That's not how that works, I don't think.
Huh?
Come back in a week. I shall take all the time that you offer. 80 minimum, however.
All right.
I care not if it comes from you or the body of flesh you carry with you. But regardless, someone must pay.
You just
Kevin.
referred to Johnny as a body of flesh I carry with me? Is that what just fucking happened?
Give it. I've got a great idea.
How much this guy just does not care about Johnny anymore.
That actually gets a fucking chuckle out of it.
Give it. I've got a
Such
great
an
idea.
amusing thought.
We could buy a few orcs, and then give
No.
him their
No.
use.
I have things to prepare.
Pleasure to in business with you, I suppose. Turn and leave.
Imp kind of pops back off and leads you guys back to the front door, even though the path is easy enough.
Mhm.
Then releases you back into the snow.
Give it. I got a great idea. We should buy some orcs.
I'm more partial to goblins.
Deal. Go and buy some goblins.
That was a
and,
joke.
And feed them to him. What?
No.
No, it's a good idea. Think of it.
If you want to go do this shit, then you can deal with the backlash you're going to get from how fucked that is morally all by yourself. I'm not having that on my
We
conscience.
get our timeline moved up.
You
and-
come back. Hey guys, I figured out something we can sell to the guy. We can sell all of these goblins. And freaking Oyeko just savages you on the spot.
Yeah.
Cannot confirm or deny if that is what would happen.
Think about it. We get our timeline
We all
moved
know
up.
that would happen.
We
Yeah.
get our timeline moved up, and we get rid of some goblins. It's a win-win.
Listen, I don't like goblins, but I can recognize that not all of them deserve to die like that. Most of them probably don't.
Give what's wrong with you?
Johnny, I'll slap the shit out of you.
You're not that strong.
I never said I was going to with my hands.
What?
And I load my gun. I start engraving tiny hands onto the fucking bullets. Alright, time to go inform the rest of the party about the great strides we've made. I'm probably gonna have to explain to my family this. That's
What's 80 years to an elf?
yeah.
You might as well take up smoking.
No. And yeah, I did just remember that canonically in my backstory, I have a brother who really doesn't like me adventuring because of shit like this. And that's going to be a fun conversation.
Well, he can suck it up.
Yeah, he can suck a fucking egg.
An egg?
Wait, never heard that phrase?
No.
You ever heard go suck an egg before?
No.
Oh.
Not
Well, let me
once.
hear one you probably haven't heard before. He can suck my fucking dick. And
Huh?
balls.
Huh?
What are those?
My cock and nuts.
Very good.
Very good.
So I shoot Johnny.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna go buy a bunch of goblin
Yeah.
slaves for Johnny's plan, and then blame it all on Johnny.
Johnny would just be like, "Yep, it was my idea."
Yeah, I did it. It was me. Where's my medal?
I deserve a feast.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go try and find where the rest of the party is. I know the other two said where they were going, but I completely lost it.
No, I didn't say where I was going. I just said I had to go somewhere to meet the guy.
Fair. Well, I guess I'm going back to the inn to hang out then.
I mean, the rest of the party is literally just Oyeko. So, because you're with the other two.
Oh, came with us. I think.
What about Mo came with
Okay.
us?
Where did Mo go then?
Oh. I didn't think Mo came with us though.
But yeah, where did Mo go?
Mo smelled something tasty under a snowbank, and we find her digging around.
Mo went with
Right,
another
right.
random stranger again.
Greetings. Does your house have maps?
Back to the guy. Scarlet Coffin. Go tell the guy, by the way, I told him he's gonna come take your hand. Rats keep stealing his thumbs. You're doomed.
Also, man, depending on how he takes these years, fucking Johnny giving up 20 years can be very, very funny.
He dies on the spot.
Well, no, if so if he takes them off the back end of life, that's fine. But if he just takes it like by aging us significantly, and Johnny just becomes a middle-aged man, it'd be fucking hilarious.
That would be funny.
Oh, I guess we'll wait until Theo returns, then we can hear what is going on with Mo.
You know, I was muted. I didn't actually decide what, or I couldn't think of what to do anyway, so it kind of doesn't matter.
You hang out at the bar.
Yeah.
That's the accurate thing of what I wanted to do. So, yeah. Yoko, eventually the time comes. And you go back to the tavern. I guess until then, you hang out with Mo in the tavern.
Yeah, pretty much.
Get to hear the exciting stories of Skeleton Man and the maps. Wow. Yep. You return to the riverside and find him already waiting.
Good, 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 good. We'll go check it out.
So, yeah, Torte notices you when you walk in. And basically immediately kind of like walks up to the door to grab you and bring you back out.
Oh. Oh, I'm assuming this means you got a meeting?
I was.
You were.
I talked to him about stuff, I guess.
Okay.
Let's just say
Not
I
a
shouldn't drink.
student anymore.
Let's just say I probably shouldn't accept drinks from strangers ever again.
Oh, yeah, that was my bad. I did not realize how strong that really was.
I probably should have looked and noticed what it was, but, too late now. Anyway, let's go and, go talk.
All right.
So, he keeps going.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
towards
gonna
the towards the collection of buildings that you kind of met with the first person that told you about Torte.
Mm-hmm.
And he leads you towards one of the surprisingly shorter buildings rather than one of the taller ones, which seems a little odd, seeing as most of the tall buildings you've seen seem to be the important ones. And he just kind of walks through the door and seems to start heading downwards.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna follow him.
Yep. He walks down one flight, 2 flights, and after about another, 5 or so, you are pretty deep underground, and there are not many torches down here.
Is it okay if I light a torch? I'm not great at seeing in the dark.
Oh, right. He just kind of, opens his hand and pokes, he probably would poke you.
Bite lip, bite lip.
He just pokes a kind of one of the plates on your armor, and it just bursts into a kind of faint glow.
Thank you.
There you go. You can see now. I forgot you could see, but he just kind of waved his hands in front of his face. I kind of got over that. because it's kind of required to come down here, and I got tired of tripping.
That's fair, I suppose.
That's what I got. My better eyes.
Right.
So, yep. You go down one more flight before reaching a, well, large room that has a bunch of other doors leading off of it, and a whole bunch of other people with robes kind of either milling about the room or currently in the middle of conversations. He just kind of ignores everyone and walks, well, through the middle of the room before turning off to one of the doors kind of in the back left corner.
Yeah, I mean, I will also be doing my best to ignore everyone.
It is still like black down here. There is like a couple of torches that are set into the corners of the room, so the door you can see, but everywhere else. And you can just see the kind of glowing red once they move, like once your light spell or the people from the darkness kind of gazing at you in particular from the darkness. But yeah, he just steps through the door and lets you in before closing it behind you. And you enter into a, well, much smaller room in comparison to the one beside it. This one's only about 10 by 10, and most of that room is dominated by a massive drawn, well, circle on the ground.
Oyeka will make sure not to like step into the circle or anything.
Yep. Yeah, the circle is painted in like a yellow chalk or something. Like you can kind of see a little bit of like dust gathered around the edge that seems to be the same color, but. And there, Torte just kind of waits for a bit. At least he doesn't seem to be going anywhere at this point.
Okay, so are we just waiting here for your professor?
He should be back any moment now.
Okay.
I hope. I kind of had to fit you in between stuff. Professor Lyko is very busy, so I hope you can talk and, well, not get in the way while he's busy.
Well, that's the plan.
You do hear a faint knocking at the door, and Torte kind of like jumps a little bit before walking over and opening it and stepping out himself with kind of a stay here motion behind him. And after about another 30 seconds or so of standing in the room alone, you see a man step in, completely robed with a mask covering his face.
Yeah, well, magicians are weird. No surprise there.
Yep. He just kind of seemingly looks at you and just kind of seems to ignore your presence and move towards the circle.
I mean, I'll wait patiently.
Now, he intones a few words, and the circle, of course, starts to glow faintly, but it does seem to be growing in strength. So, outsider. His voice does seem to be kind of not jarring, but it seems wrong. Like, not, it's basically being voice modulated is the easiest way to phrase it.
Yeah, it's
But, like, it seems to just jump in pitch and volume kind of at random.
Yeah.
Meaning it's very hard to really get a good sense of how this person actually sounds when they're talking.
Exactly. He's in the witness protection program.
Yeah, exactly.
That is me.
I am Professor Lekal. What do you need from me?
I was told that you were potentially capable of performing powerful teleportation magic.
That is one of the acts I am capable of in my grand repertoire. However, I don't believe you have the payments that I desire.
based on my research into your whereabouts in the city.
What kind of payments are you looking for? Money?
That is one of the requirements.
Do you know have you heard of a wizard named Halvan from the Ten Followers?
He does pause in his like hand movements and look over at you fully. Halvan.
Mm-hmm.
That is a name that I am aware of. An old name. And an unfortunate name for you. For
boy.
you see, Halvan and I are long enemies.
Oh. That is unfortunate, isn't it?
It is. If you are proceeding with the idea that you can pay me with that creature's money, then I will say that you are sadly mistaken.
No, given the fact that you're old enemies, I would not have even suggested it. If I had known this in advance, I would have refrained from bothering you, I'm afraid.
It is not well known, I think. Alvan likes to forget his past, escape from his days of ruining my plans.
What did he do?
Oh, ruin many, many creations and ongoing campaigns against our people. His name may be respected, but it is only respected by fear of his power.
Oh.
Power that I would wish ripped from his corpse given the chance.
Oyeko thinks to herself, that's not good.
Power that I wish to see ripped from his corpse. Thinking back on the last time we met Halvan, oh no. Oh no.
Sus.
No, Alvan's great, perfect, wonderful. Nothing weird about him at all.
Stronger than ever, in fact. He recently just got a power spike. Isn't that kooky?
His familiar got crazily upgraded. Really weird how that happened.
Well, so yeah, I probably don't have the payment required then.
Seeing as the payment is within several hundred golds worth of pieces, I am doubtful.
Well,
Actually,
I will not hold your argument against you, for you are not my foe, even if you speak his cursed name.
that is extremely reasonable of you and very appreciated.
If I took offense, my beast would rip you limb from limb long before this conversation would end. And almost as a kind of punctuating thing, the circle lights up fully, filling the room with light, and a massive black, like, carapaced arm just seems to appear in the air, and then more of it seems to start pulling itself out of the ring.
Man, there's a lot of really powerful people in this city.
It is what we are known and feared for. And for good reason.
Yeah, I can see that is for good reason.
We keep the magic flowing. It requires much to keep that way, however, and most aren't willing to give for that payment. So we must take it. It is the way of things.
I suppose you could look at it like that. Alright, though. I again apologize for taking time out of your busy day.
It is accepted. He does seem to be kind of finished with you at that point as he turns fully back to whatever he's attempting to summon.
Yep.
Which does
And I
seem to
will-
not be terribly happy with being brought here, as it does seem to be attempting to break the bounds of the circle with massive slashing motions in the air.
And I will take that opportunity to, as quietly and non-disruptively as possible, slip out the door.
You're able to slip back out.
The
Torte
door
is still
does that one thing where it creaks insanely loudly for no reason.
Torte is still standing, not like directly outside the door, but far enough away and just seemingly doing the I wasn't listening routine
Mhm.
of being super suspicious, even though he probably should just be standing by, like talking to someone.
I'll walk up to him.
Well, bad news. He didn't accept,
And I'll lean in and whisper to him.
and you really should not mention Halvan's name to him. Turns out they're like old enemies.
Oh. That's why he was so mad.
Oh,
I
Yeah,
mean, I remember like mentioning it, and then all of a sudden I found myself on the floor. It's a good thing I know now. Thank you.
okay. So what? So at least it wasn't the drinks.
Oh, I think it was partially the drinks, but at least it was that too. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember the whole conversation, so
I apologize for that.
it's not the worst thing that's ever happened.
Well, that's good, I suppose.
Yeah. I had to drink Impru once. That was unpleasant.
I don't think I want to know.
No, you really don't. Not at all.
Yeah,
Anyway, I think you're done then, yeah?
yeah, I'm good.
All right. Let me get you out of here before anyone decides to grab you.
Yeah, that'd be appreciated.
So he leads you back upstairs and back out the door into the snow.
Thank you very much. I wish you good luck in your raids, I suppose.
I will attempt to.
If you can get out of that. Farewell.
And I will start heading back to the inn where everyone else is.
You're able to rejoin them. So by mid-afternoon, you guys are once again reunited with the
Oh.
new information in tow.
Did you guys
Howdy.
learn anything important? Can I find
Yep.
anyone?
We're supposed to go back to the guy in a week, and at that point, he'll take 80 years off my life.
Okay. That's good. And that was the only accepting pay he would do.
And I mean, might have accepted something else, but it seemed like the easiest way to get it done. And I doubt I'll live to see those last 80 years anyway, so shrug.
Well, I'm not gonna. I'm sick of trying to argue for people to not do things. To be honest,
Listen,
it's your life. It's your
if
life.
I survive to the end of this, then you can tell me that I made a poor choice. And then we can have a conversation about how good of an idea it was to give away the last 80 years of my life.
Don't bring up Halvan to people.
I wasn't planning on it.
So I talked to that professor and I mentioned Halvan, and apparently they're like ancient enemies.
I mean,
So we're not sure if he's on our side or not.
what?
Because I'm not sure if I'm on Halvan's side, because that guy is fucking creepy.
Poor Halvan.
If we're on Halvan's side, then whose side are we on?
The world not getting blown up.
Okay. However, Halvan is the one who gave us this information.
Yeah,
So if we
Halvan's
don't
also the
trust
one who
him,
told us to get Cook.
then the
and
world
getting
probably
Cook
isn't in
seems to have
danger.
been the trigger for Cook being like, "Yep, sign me up, fuck the world." So I don't, and also the Watcher's Halvan's pet snake. So I don't know.
Was at that point I didn't really think it was his pet snake anymore.
Yeah, was is the keyword.
Well, yeah, because it's dead now. But
I would if
Yeah.
it's not dead, I am going to be very upset.
It's dead. If it isn't, then I'm going to kill all of you and then
I don't know.
myself.
I'm not implying that his once pet snake is alive. I'm just saying that his once pet snake was also the Watcher.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you're gonna give up 80 years of your life? Great. How
Yep.
like when
Johnny
do we
offered
gotta
up
do that?
20.
I
Huh?
offered to give it a smoke, but I don't know
What
why they
was-
didn't take it. Principally,
what
it's
was,
the same kind of
the
thing.
question you asked? I didn't actually hear.
Do we so can we just go now or
No, he has to prepare some stuff. We're supposed to go back in a week.
a week?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess it's still saving us a lot of time in the grand scheme.
Same was like 2 months.
Remember, a week is only
Yeah.
5 days, so
Hey, is your tracking thing gonna still be around in a week?
We have it for like 6 months, I thought.
I don't remember.
And I think
I am here for a long
Yeah,
time.
we
Good,
got
maybe-
3 months of good tracking and 3 months of not as good tracking, and then he's gone.
Yeah, so we definitely need to teleport across the ocean, but it seems like you found a way too, which is good.
And all it cost was a few years.
Can I buy you
Yeah.
a drink for your sacrifice or something?
A
I feel like
few.
I owe you.
Sure.
What do you have?
I don't know, I got wine.
Yeah, they serve wine.
I will pick a decent quality wine then.
Yeah, they're basically all just different like vintages of the same wine, but there is a very like kind of average one. Been around for like a few years, so they're all just called sanguine wine. It's just the different vintages.
Mhm.
But I mean, it's kind of got a heaty taste, but I mean, it's fine. It's wine. It's
I
alcoholic.
taste coppery. That's weird.
That's a good description of it. Yeah.
Oh, actually,
It tastes like
Yes.
a health potion.
oh, so it's probably like take some sips, have the realization, and slowly put it down.
The name is there for good reason.
I hate it here.
I mean, it
If
does
there's
have at least a pleasantly fruity flavor with the, copper one, but that copper flavor is definitely strong.
Yeah, it's probably like put it down and then go. I just gave up like at least 10% of my lifespan. Fuck it, and just go back to it.
It could only get worse from here. I might as
Yeah,
well
it
start.
really. That's pretty much the exact thought process. It's like we aren't even near Cook yet, and I've just given up at least 10% of my lifespan. What have I got to lose? It's only getting worse.
Might as well start the depravity.
Yeah. Honestly,
the
might as
other
well give
way.
up my pity now and I shoot Johnny in the back of the head.
No, give it. Don't veer off course. The only way out is through. Keep going.
The only way out is through, quote, Johnny Van.
Be right back.
Yeah. Full speed ahead.
So, are you guys just going to skip 5 days until that event occurs, or
I
I
was-
don't really have any plans in the city. Yeah,
I was really hoping I
yeah,
could
Johnny
find some
actually
way to
does
make
not
some
want
type
plans
of
in the
fucking
city.
money.
yeah, I'm in the same boat. The city is nightmarish,
The city sucks dick.
and having talked to more people in it, yeah, because like holy fuck, it's also terrifying.
Mm,
I
could
will
actually try and sell
subtract
this
the requisite silver to stay here
Mhm.
until
Uh,
then.
as much as I would like to find a
Yes.
job I can do in a week, I have a feeling there's like
How much?
A decent
how
chance
much
I
is it
won't.
per day.
5 silver.
5 silver.
5 silver, so for 5 days, that'd be 5 gold if I'm buying for 2
And-
people.
And
Yes.
Johnny will also pay for Geve because
What have you been doing with Raul, by the way?
Geve's been paying
Is she
with
just following you around, or are you just ditching her at the inn?
I mean, for the first part where I'm looking for the map, I'm
into this guy's house.
I'm probably ditching
She'll
her
do it.
at the inn.
So when you return, you don't find her in the main room. And asking after her, she has been situated back into the cellar, as she has basically been abandoned temporarily.
I will retrieve
Bro, this is like
her-
when your Neopets leave.
It's more like if you leave your child somewhere, they put them in a safe place.
Are you saying the role has gone to baby jail?
Yes.
Funny.
I will apologize to the person, retrieve her, apologize to Rawl, and then my 5 days are pretty much going to be spent taking my time trying to plot our course on the map.
Most of them be like, all right, this is the fastest way across the ocean. Mo!
I mean, are you guys just entirely giving up on the boats, or?
I mean, it
I'm
seems
giving up on
kind
the
of
boats.
unnecessary to have the boats if we have,
Listen, if the dock opens up and suddenly there are boats, then we can talk more about it. But
If the dock opens up and there are suddenly boats that can travel the fucking span of the ocean in a few days, then I'm willing to talk about it.
Oyeko is pretty much anti-boat at this point because, we don't got time.
I'm just making sure.
I'm not doing this for like the boat. I'm trying to see if there's any pattern to where he's going. Because of that, I'm probably talking to that tracker thing a lot.
Oh, you mean our course up till this point as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I
thought you
hate to
meant,
tell
like,
you,
Which is
the
from a
tracker thing is
long
not
line.
particularly exciting to talk to.
Yeah,
It kind
well,
of just
yeah.
defaults to the same sort of sentences over and over again.
Also, I don't know if we've actually been tracking him. Because,
Really?
yeah, it seems more like we're just heading to his current location, which is quote-unquote tracking.
That's pretty good.
Which, has a certain advantage over normal tracking, which is you're just going straight to the location, but a certain disadvantage, which is you don't actually know where they've really been.
I'm just trying to plot whatever data points we do have, I'm plotting those.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they don't seem to be pointing anywhere that you can figure out.
And quote Mitchell, your map is garbage.
I mean, you still have a world map. It's just it doesn't. The following where you guys have been and where he's kind of been doesn't show you anything at this moment in time. Soon.
So that's what my 5 days are probably going to be.
Yeah, my 5 days are trying to interact with the people of this city as little as possible. That one day of talking to people was enough.
I guess go try and fucking sell these things I've still got lying around my inventory, being a crystal found in Ghost Place and a small red stone.
I mean, yeah, you are able to sell those. Crystal found in Ghost Place.
Fairly normal. Bottom formed into handhold, like grasping hands, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark.
Very descriptive.
Yes.
Crystal found in Ghost Place. And this isn't the face crystal. That's...
Nope.
Yeah, no, I already got rid of that one.
I would have put face on this somewhere.
I'm trying to think. What is it?
I don't know.
So I remember how that was set up, and I'm trying to remember what it was.
I've also got 4 amulets, but I'm keeping those.
Yeah, we just keep gathering amulets.
I'm keeping the running joke of every time I get a new amulet, I fucking tie it to the gun. I'm at 4 amulets and medallion. The stone was found in the cultist place.
Yeah, the stone is just a gemstone. That's nothing
Yeah.
exciting.
It excites me.
I'm trying to remember what the heck the crystal was.
Don't sell your
remember
world
being
building
anything,
short,
very
Mitchell. It was a
special.
lovely rock.
It's literally just like a 50 gold, like garnet or something. It's nothing exciting.
It is
Yeah.
exciting, Mitchell.
Which,
Give
by the way,
yourself
is what you
credit.
get for it. You get 50 gold for it.
Fuck.
I can't remember. I don't think that crystal is anything exciting, if I remember correctly. It's just freaking. It's like a puzzle piece, effectively. It's nothing like.
Mhm.
So, but sure, we'll give you 5 gold for it for being a pretty crystal.
You
But I
know
don't
what?
think it's magical or.
If we're only
really-
getting 5 gold, then fuck it, we keep the puzzle piece. It's funny, I guess.
Yeah, maybe we'll find the rest of the puzzle at the final boss encounter.
I'm gonna
Just
fucking.
keep the
I'm gonna.
crystal the whole
I'm
time.
keeping this specifically so that way when we find Cook, I can bash his fucking skull in with it. It's got a handhold. This motherfucker. Make me run across the fucking world. Cause me to lose 80 years off my life, you son of a bitch. I'll take yours.
To be fair, you don't need to do that.
No,
You have
but
votes. You're
Yeah.
choosing to do that.
yeah, but he is the reason why that is happening.
Yeah.
There are
you're
other
around-
options, but had he not been a little fucking bitch, this wouldn't be on the table at all.
On the 2nd of 5 days, the dockyard does open back up. But you guys don't care, so. Yay.
2.5.
So,
gold what I
map
just-
is looked at.
Actually, no. Giant City was paying for me, right? I'm misremembering that. Did I just make that up?
I don't know. Was Johnny paying for you?
I thought he did. I thought he said he did because I
Johnny
just
said,
paid a bunch of
yeah.
my lifespan.
Yeah, he said he was paying for it.
Yep.
I got the sympathy points, baby. From the person who I want sympathy from the least. From the person who I fucking hate.
It's like getting paid in buttons.
So, yep. Eventually, the 5th day comes around. And as you
Huge
guys are getting around, well, getting up for breakfast and whatnot, coming downstairs, there's an imp that at least Kube and Johnny, you guys recognize it.
Howdy.
Ah.
Mostly, well, all imps look pretty much the same, but this one in particular, you can tell because the moment it like looks at you, Kube, is you see its eyes light up in a familiar way.
Goes, the soul trader.
Basically, yes.
I wonder if I can get a soul out of this somehow.
But it basically comes and tells you that the master is all set up and ready, and you guys should come at your earliest convenience,
Yeah.
aka right now.
Yeah, then proceed to get the party together and head over.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, alright, let's go.
So, well, you guys head over to the tower, and then, of course, to the guy's house. So, yep. The imp, of course, seeing as it's literally with you, just kind of opens the door and lets you guys inside, and then scampers up the stairs since you guys already know the way. So, yeah, you guys make it back up to his study.
Howdy.
He's not in the study though, or in the library rather. As the imp kind of waits for you guys there before kind of waving for you to come, along to somewhere else.
Mhm.
And following it up another set of stairs, you make it up to the 4th floor and a, room apparently set aside for magical stuff, as there is a massive yellow circle on the ground in basically a room that covers this entire floor. And Xavier is, He probably would be standing, but he is currently just kind of sitting next to the circle. In this chair. Ah, you've come. And quite quickly, too. How prudent kids are these days. Even if they bring riffraff with them. He just kind of throws a tired glance over at Mo and Rawl. Well, is this everyone?
Yeah, everyone's here.
All right.
Including
Could you
Raoul.
please step into the circle?
Sure. I step into the circle.
All
I
right.
collapse into a pile of bones instantaneously.
I do not like this one.
God, with
bit.
that piece of shit. Wait, did
Thank
I
you
add
for the
extra
80
zero?
years. I'll take the rest as well.
Yeah. Nah, I believe that my piece of shit fae are petty enough they'd help me out here. If only so they could keep fucking with me later. Absolute bastards.
So he sets a well, he's holding one diamond, and then he kind of moves the others kind of around the circle until you guys are surrounded. He then directs you to all hold hands. And then finally, as kind of a final thing before the spell is cast, he
No, I
asks
would-
you to state your, well, payment.
80 years.
Does anyone
my
else
life.
state anything?
Oh, I'm not offering anything. Are you kidding me?
Johnny offered 20, so he
Wait,
also
hold on.
says
Do
20.
I have to pay something?
He
Is
does
that-
not answer. He seems to be
I-
concentrating.
Shake head.
No, I don't think I have to pay anything. I think I'm just benefiting.
So do you say 20, Johnny?
Yep.
All right. And as he's kind of finishing his incantation, he takes in a deep breath. Like, you're kind of amazed he can take a deep breath this long because he's basically like skin and bones, you'd assume, based on how his like head and how the clothes just kind of hang off of him.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, you feel exhausted, Gouvet.
Just drop fucking dead.
Like, well, like you just aged a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And you can go ahead and change your age from whatever it is to that plus 80. And,
I'm no longer 130. I'm now 210.
Johnny, yeah, about being middle-aged now.
Fucking middle-aged man.
Hey, that's what happens. That's what happens.
You definitely
At least
lose
I'm
some of
elf, so I
your
just
vigor.
kinda-
Your hair at least starts to turn gray.
I at least got
quite
the
made it
fat
all
of being
the
an
way.
elf. I look
Salt and
exactly the
Pepper
same.
Johnny has, Daddy Vanguard has entered the chat.
Christ.
And after that long intake of breath, he just simply states, teleport. And you guys vanish. And let's find out. You guys actually didn't give him a specific location for where he's teleporting.
Yeah, he never asked.
Jesus Christ.
It seems like a pertinent thing to ask.
Yeah, I thought he was going to ask like before he started, and then he just did.
So let's see that D100. Let's see how badly this can go.
Oh, fuck. Come on. Don't do us like this.
Well, luckily for you, freaking honestly, miraculously for you guys, you appear in Concord.
Oh my god. I don't want to know what the fucking odds were.
I want to know what the other options are.
Or
and what
how
could have
nearly
happened.
we just entered the whole playthrough.
Yeah, what could have happened there, Mitchell?
You guys missed it by 1 point. A 73 would have sent you off target.
Oh my.
What would happen if we were off target?
You would have
Show
shared
up-
somewhere else.
Yeah, just somewhere in the middle of the fucking woods.
Was that a 25%
That's the best
chance
case.
of
Yeah.
hitting the continent we want?
frankly, off target, especially in Concord, means I would basically roll a d8 if I rolled basically 6, a 7, or an 8. Not 8. Basically, there would be certain numbers where you guys would instead be teleported into the ocean and have to swim back. You wouldn't have to swim very far for off target. Similar area is similar, but you might not make the swim because that's like 100 miles off the ocean. And mishap, you don't want to know.
100 miles might not make this way. Yeah, I don't think it's a might.
I'd make it. I'm built different.
Also, I'm pretty sure I just
Or
fucked
just
up
has
and
to
turned.
carry everyone else back.
I'm not carrying Johnny.
Everyone but Johnny.
I got
Let him
athletics.
drown.
I might be able to make it.
Johnny's not just built different. He's built of like spare parts.
He's built poorly.
Yeah.
But no, you
Although
guys
he does
knocked
have a
that
12 on
frick
his
out,
D12,
as
so
this
there's
guy has
that.
traveled pretty much everywhere, and so he's at least viewed everywhere once.
Oh, fat dub.
And so he got you on target into Concord. And that is where we're going to end, however. With you guys successfully, honestly, freaking miraculously teleporting to a location
Listen, Mitchell.
without anything going bad.
Mitchell,
that was the
there are no
sweatiest-
accidents. There is no coincidence.
That minute was
Once
like
again,
the sweatiest where
barely
I was like, oh, are we
scraping
entirely
by.
fucked?
The trend of barely scraping that by continues, and it'll never stop, Mitchell. I'm unstoppable, barely.
See, this is a
so love
classic.
that.
This is
I
a
wonder
classic.
if Johnny is going to get the. He's taken off the top right now. No, the answer is right now.
But yeah, I assumed it was right now, but there was a
He's
chance.
not a
it was taken
freaking
off.
diviner, so he can't freaking take it from the future.
Yeah.
Johnny just
Magic's
dropped
weird.
dead because his
Yeah,
liver
magic's
was
weird,
going.
but it's not that weird. You'd have to
Yeah.
freaking pull a really powerful spell to do that. That
Well,
was
like
not
let's
what he
say
was
you
doing.
already have like a weak heart, right?
Then that possibly could kill you on the spot. Yes.
So I'm assuming that's if you would die naturally within that amount
Yeah.
of time. Alright.
I mean, it's not like fate has a certain number of days that you have set. However, if you have a weak heart, then that
Yeah.
might just the shock might kill you.
It goes
It's
based
not
off
like
of
getting
fate.
cancer type of thing, like automatically sets. This is now the number of days you have left to live.
Yeah.
No. You'd probably freaking shrivel up and die from that because your body would go through that much freaking trauma and the cancer would go wee.
Also, if
As
there's like a
cancer
fate
is wont
thing
to
where
do.
you have X number of days to live, wouldn't that like include that because that's part of fate?
Yeah.
Like, whatever.
Well, it
Yeah.
depends on what fate, but basically,
You did the red X's.
All right. Well, here's one
technically, I
thing.
guess there is a certain number of days, but in 5e, it's not actually set as cleanly.
Fat dub. I'm now the oldest sibling.
Johnny took that record long ago.
Oh god.
Yeah, it turns out having every other sibling be dead is kind of an easy way to do it.
Speed run. Well, after they died, it took me a while to age past them, but it worked.
But yeah, guys are back on the new continent. In
Oh,
at least
that-
a friendly location.
That one
Okay.
actually probably has a second thing that's helpful. That would actually probably cut down the scar tissue. Yeah, whatever. Right in the recording.
Oh, good idea.
While